All right, so
Don't go on Reddit and type in my name. Just please don't.
I love how that's the first
Yeah,
thing
because he
recorded
switched to
tonight.
OnlyFans, so it makes more money that way.
No, I was kicked off there.
Yeah, because they got rid of the bestiality part of it, right?
Oh, it wasn't even that.
Oh, okay.
You gotta go through Patreon now.
Man, it's so hard to get people to pay for good videos nowadays.
All right, so in our last session, following the death of the heroic Harold the Barbarian, you guys had continued your journey to the north side of the mountains, following the advice of Gamel Viskvine, looking for the source of the wolf problem. We did a little bit of a part 2 lore dump, kind of just retconning some other stuff you guys picked up while you were at the Hidden Glade. You spent a fair bit of time picking your way across a glacier, having all kinds of fun trying just not to die. Spotted... What's that?
And almost dying.
And almost dying. Yeah, you guys were. You guys did pretty. You went through there pretty smoothly, really.
Yeah.
Unconscious?
I was down to 1 hit point
If you're
until
not
we
unconscious,
rested.
you were fine.
Yeah, but what hit you? Was that just like from the ogre? Took a couple good.
Yeah,
good
I
hits?
think
the
the ogre
ogre,
unloaded
yeah.
on him right off.
Yeah.
It slapped me
that was
right to the, it slapped me, and then I did the fall, so I took a
a
little bit
little
of
bit
damage.
of fall damage. Yeah.
So by the time that was resolved, it's like, oh, I have 2 hit points left. Someone pulled me out.
And thank God I told us not to untie each other.
Yes.
'Cause that would have
That
been...
would have been hilarious. Yes, you had spotted some smoke of a campfire earlier in the day. After your encounter with the ogre, you had managed to track it down through the, at that point, fairly heavy snow, and found a group of refugees. And they had told you that basically the conditions on the other side of the mountains are far, far worse than what you guys were dealing with on the south side of the mountains, which kind of keeps in context with what Gamel had told you, or what you presumably would have expected. You convinced them to turn around and lead you back. You heard about a one particular village in the region that they come from that had, rather than people fleeing or just suffering casualties, they had kind of built up a strong defense and started trying to go on the offense. They've built, palisades and defensive measures, and a lot of people were kind of taking refuge there. These people previously had thought even that wasn't going to last, so they were leaving the area entirely. You've convinced them to lead you to that village, guide you the rest of the way across the mountains, and so as we finished the last session, you guys were basically standing at the edge of the peaks, looking down into this valley, and we'll just get. So as you are standing there, you can see. Oh, why are you doing this?
I lost a lot of respect for wolves growing up because my best friend's mom got attacked by 6 of them and she kicked the shit out of them. They killed 3 of them. The rest ran away, and I was like,
Is this like IRL?
yeah,
Oh.
in her driveway, yeah.
What?
Mums.
Yeah, you don't fuck with mums.
Especially the sturdy ones.
She had a big dog. Actually, might have even been similar. It looked almost like your dog, but full grown. Yeah, she got jumped by 6. She came over and she's like, "Don't let the kids out. Killing wolves."
It's like swinging a shovel around or something.
Yeah.
Are they wolves or coyotes?
No, they're legit wolves. It was very far north.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the common thing.
They're less threatening if you're not scared and you can see them because the sun's still up.
Yeah, they were trying to eat her horses too, so she was.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
I mean, she didn't physically fight them. She shot 3 of them when
Right.
they had jumped her.
Right.
Yeah, but usually, dog versus gun. It's never
that old fight.
Yeah.
Kind of a lot of things
Rock,
versus
paper,
gun.
gun.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
forget cockroach. Cockroach will still win.
So as you guys are looking down from your lofty perches here, from the
Just keep talking.
your place of eagles and mountain creatures, you can see water running down off of the glacier and the snowy peaks. All kinds of small streams as the water's melting in the sun. running down. It's, again, we described it's kind of like mid-spring, so you guys would know that up here there's places where there will be ice and snow all through the year. Like, you could be here in July and August, there'll still be chunks of ice, but it does feed a lot of streams. So you can see everything down below is fairly green. Obviously not like 5 feet, but as you make your way down the mountains, lots of streams making their way down. There's a not large, but there's a glacial-fed lake kind of right at the bottom of the valley below you. It doesn't take up the entire valley, and you can see that it feeds a small river. It's not big, but you can see this small ribbon of water meandering its way down the valley, and from where you are, you can see it doesn't look heavily populated. At least the chunk that you can see, it kind of moves out of sight after a while. But you can see where there's kind of like a farmstead and maybe like 3 houses together. Not really. It doesn't look like it's not a densely populated area. And you guys can tell me what you would like to do.
Judging by that, we can see running water. Things have warmed up.
They will be. It's still cold where you are, but you're looking down into much warmer climes.
Let's go.
And the weather at this point, like, this is the next day. The sun is up. It's not super. You can still see some heavy shadows at places down in the valley, but where you are, instead of being like minus 20 and wind whipping around with snow, it's like minus 5. You know, you're at least down 1 blanket, I'm sure, by now.
I'm going to sign up Brego for the Wim Hof cold training sessions on Udemy. Just so we don't have to listen to him bitch on the walk back. He'll do the walk back in his underwear. Perfectly fine.
I'll never make it.
Yeah.
Just like, go on without me.
So you said there's a couple of, like, it's like a little village, right? Is it far enough away that we would be able to see people in it?
So it's kind of like I don't know about blue. Yeah, I have a blue here. I don't know many green, but so roughly it's kind of like, and this is not to scale at all, but you guys are kind of up here.
This thing stinks. I don't like that wood.
It's all the sawdust.
Yeah, that wood doesn't smell great.
And it's kind of like, it comes down here, and
That sounds personal.
this is kind of like the part of the valley that you can see. And you've got, take this as kind of like the bottom, and you've got kind of a lake here where there's water kind of flowing right here. There's more streams that join it, but there's just this kind of lazy, sometimes it moves faster than others, but there's just a stream that kind of makes its way down the valley. And sure, let's use some purple. And it's kind of like, you've got like, say, a little farm here, and maybe a couple of buildings here.
I'm gonna
And
close those windows since it's farming season.
Doesn't look like the kind of place that Brego would want to live, but Phil would.
you know from your,
Brego hates it. Phil wants to go there desperately.
There's nobody there.
Perfect. It turns out that river is made out of beer. Glacial beer.
Says be very watered down.
I guess I did die. Go to Valhalla.
Now you can't piss in the river, though.
there's actually giant honeycombs built into the side of the mountain here, and some kind of natural yeast, so the entire lake is just mead flowing down through the valley.
Oh, don't ever say natural yeast again.
I was like, I think they have medicine for that. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, no.
Not-
Let's just continue on.
Continue. All right,
It is going to be one of those nights.
let's go down the hill.
You and your
Yeah,
box, it
I,
doesn't fit as tight as it used to.
Yeah, well,
Well, it
it's
smells
old and dusty and
It
smells bad.
smells funny.
Right.
Wipe the cobwebs off it there.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, that's right.
Welcome to the game, by the way.
I guess we'll head down to the river.
Okay.
into the intro of Baldur's Gate 3. Well, we'll do our character customization and continue on with the game.
Right.
So we still have the rust monster in Arda, right? Or still?
Yeah. Let me get a mini for. I forgot to pull those out.
Have we named him yet?
The rust
We
monster?
should name him Archimedes.
That seems long.
Yeah, I know.
What was it that Harold was
That's the
calling
point,
him?
though. It needs to be stupid so we don't...
Harold had a name for him. What was it?
Yeah, but who's this Harold guy you keep talking? I don't remember anyone.
I
named
didn't
don't
take
remember.
no notes with Harold in it.
I
Yeah.
don't remember what Harold called it. Like, let's be honest, Harold was in his life for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've actually been with this guy now longer. And he's got some fascination with me.
Right.
That always has fun.
Well, it's like having a pet alligator while you have a suit of steaks.
Fascination and affection are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's like Jeffrey Dahmer in our party.
Now,
party
funny,
right now.
funny story. As you are traveling, you've seen Arda hanging out quite a bit with Brego, but
I take him as that kind of guy.
he kind of finds an opportunity, and he says, "Ulfar, you're a pretty big, strong guy. You seem pretty good with that sword of your
Hold
grandpa's."
up, I'm married.
He kind of looks at you funny for a second, like,
Just kidding, she's dead. Continue on.
Says, I was wondering if maybe you could give me some pointers on like how to use that sword, or how to use a sword.
Yep. I'm going to give him my 65-pound bag of metal that I've been carrying ever since Brego stopped carrying it.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell him to lift it up with one hand.
I didn't stop. You took it so we could jump over it.
Yeah, but it's one of those like, when you're about to unload a whole bunch of stuff out of the back of the truck and that one guy's like, oh, I really got to go to the bathroom, and then he shows up 10 minutes later when the truck's unloaded. That's the Brego maneuver right there. Oh, we got to jump this gap and we still got 2 days to walk. Here, hold my bag. And I'll never ask for it back again.
65 pounds.
It doesn't sound okay.
He grabs it in his right hand and kind of lifts it up, so it's basically straight out with his shoulder.
Yeah, it's inconceivable. I'll say, well, just keep doing that.
This'll help me use a sword?
Yes, young Padawan.
What's a Padawan?
This is going to be a long journey. I'll say, when you keep lifting that bag over and over, then I'll teach you the next stage of your training. When I feel that you've completed this stage.
He's just like walking next to you, like holding it like
Yeah,
this.
now
Like,
I'm just going to walk away without taking the bag back.
Yeah. He's just like walking next to you, like is this far enough? Is this far enough? How about now?
I'll say, the first tip to being an amazing warrior is not asking the questions, but waiting for the answers. I'm gonna Instagram wisdom the shit out of this guy.
Give me a deception check.
Seven.
7. He looks at the bag. He looks back at you. Looks back at the bag. He says, "Ulfar, you're full of a lot of shit, aren't you?"
Yeah, I sure am, little guy. And then,
But he's like,
I'm still gonna walk away and make him hold the
yeah,
bag.
he's like, "It's okay. I'll carry your bag for you."
All right, thanks, man.
He's not a slave, though.
Yeah, he's definitely not. Our
No, he's
Hey, there's some deep-seated Eastern European reading that I did when I was younger, and some like Confucius stuff, and things like that. And I'm just trying to pass
Confucius
this on.
is Eastern
I'm
European
gonna
now,
next.
eh?
Eastern. No, sorry, I'm
Just
Eastern
Eastern.
European.
We're just Eastern.
I was meant to say East Asian. Anyway,
Yes.
whatever. It doesn't
If you
matter.
go far enough east, you can get everybody in
I don't
there.
want to culturally appropriate anyone.
That's right.
Hey, this is a fantasy world. How do we know that Confucius wasn't born in Scandinavia? Anyway.
How do you know he's not younger than you, though?
Anyway.
So our
I'm gonna have him slap the river as soon as we get to it too, and I'm gonna train this guy. He's gonna be an amazing warrior.
Okay.
Okay.
Nobody trusts me.
So he's gonna
but-
die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who was it that killed that ice troll in like one round? Yeah, this guy over here. Yeah.
Did
He
he
got-
cheat?
And 12 trees.
And 12 trees. Yeah. Well, I don't
Yeah.
see anyone else chopping down trees.
And how many times have you dropped your sword?
Hmm.
Half as many times as
Does it
he's
count
been
when
involved
it's
in
in
the
a
death of any.
He's still learning.
Okay, we all need to learn.
Right. He was level
Yeah,
1 at the time.
especially when you're only half the size of me.
That's why he wants Arda to carry the bag, so that Arda won't drop the sword when it
What's-
comes his turn.
His Arda must be a fairly strong whatever he is.
He's,
Halfling.
he's,
Yeah,
he's
sure.
He's a halfling.
Gnome, halfling, it's all the same.
I mean,
the halflings are slaves.
you-
Gnomes are like people's characters.
you presumably haven't paid an awful lot of attention to him. I mean, he's a halfling. He looks, he looks basically like...
I mean,
He
he's
looks like-
carrying a bag that weighs twice as much as he does, so it's impressive.
You know 8-year-old girls who are bigger than him.
Yeah.
So he's not really somebody that you look at
I
to
was
like
an
measure
8-year-old
his...
girl that was bigger than him. Yeah,
Your dad showed me those
I think
pictures,
that, I
actually.
think that, Anyway, I think that carrying this bag is a good. I need to get the feel of.
I'm a little concerned. I was
What
going to
he's-
learn to juggle with a 65-pound bag of metal in one hand.
Well, you know what? If he does a good job, then he shows that he has the strength to be a warrior. And next, he'll need to know the patience of one
But what you've noticed...
by trying to catch a fish
What
with his eyes.
what you
blindfolded?
what you would have noticed as you've not only as you've traveled with him, but basically since you guys have met Arda, is that like he pulls his weight, like literally, like if there's a pack that needs to be carried or something needs to be moved, or while you guys were kind of like hauling out dead bodies to dispose of them, he doesn't seem to struggle any more than anybody else. Like he seems like he's a pretty...
Well, I mean, I can teach
Reasonably
him
tough.
the wax on, and he can teach him the whack off. So, I mean wax off. Sorry.
No, yeah.
yeah.
And this is how you use the wax.
Everybody thought the Karate Kid was getting shitty training, and then guess what? He crane kicked a dude in the face.
That's right.
So
That's right.
just trust me. It all makes sense in the end.
So Arda's not complaining at all. So I'm the only one
He
that
doesn't-
complains
he doesn't-
in this group.
From the sounds of it, yeah.
I mean, Art has also been a little less pampered than Brego has through most of his life, so you know,
Hey, I earned my
he's
pamperness.
he's not actually being kicked around by a bunch of brigands, and
Yeah.
he hasn't had to shovel horse shit since he met you guys. So
Yeah.
No, I just mostly want the rust monster to stop following me everywhere I go. So
Maybe you shouldn't wear metal.
yeah, well, it's not gonna happen.
That's what the metal is for, is to keep him fed.
Yeah, but
Right.
I had the metal
Maybe you
suit
should-
and the metal bag.
Maybe you should mention to Arda that he has to feed the rust monster.
it's like what does your dog want to eat? The piece of jerky or the fresh steak that's hanging right there?
Yeah, so, all right. Well, we'll head down into the valley, I guess. I'm assuming our guides are with us.
Yep. The rest of the group is traveling with you, so we'll give you guys. I don't know. We've got. I think we had 2 women and.
Make it 3.
Sure. Do we have another woman in there? There we go. She's stout.
Pretend one of them's a woman.
She's sturdy.
Sturdy.
So we had some 6, and there we go. Yeah, 6 of them.
It's probably Arda and this one are out front, breaking the trail. They're carrying everything.
Right. Yeah, Arta's just like Arta's just dragging the bag, plowing a trail through
18
the snow.
inches tall, walking in 2 feet of snow.
That's right.
He's like, you see the dogs when they run in the really deep snow, and you can just see the trail, but you can't see the dog. Same thing. Yeah.
It's like the Chihuahua out for a walk. Like you got him on a leash, or he's got the rust monster on a leash, but all you can see is the leash.
Arda is with the rust monster. He's
Yeah, I don't like that thing.
the
It's
keeper
gross.
of the rust monster.
All right. So it's fairly steep, rocky. What you guys experienced yesterday as snow down in the valley fell as rain. How are you descending down into the valley from up in the heights where you
Quickly,
are?
from the sounds of it.
That could be an option.
I'm going to take my bag of nails, and I'm going to put them through the bottom of my shoes. Got ice
Like
socks now.
the whole bag of nails.
No, just make myself a set of ice cleats. With,
Like you gonna put the bag in there, or just the nails?
This is
You're
why I
gonna
make
it
bombs.
so your
Jackass.
socks- Your socks are gonna get wet, and then you're gonna get frostbite.
Oh, I don't wear socks. It's fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So the frostbite stuff still applies.
Well, I mean, if you can't count troll skin as socks, then I guess I do. But
Nothing more around your feet than a troll scrotum.
who doesn't have frostbite?
Right. You might think it
Funny
doesn't
how
sound
it just,
great,
like,
but
as soon as it gets cold, it just tightens right up.
Yeah. It's like a compression sock, guys. You know? Yeah, y'all laugh now, but I'll see you laughing at your black toes.
right. Guess he does not have frostbite. Yeah, so you guys are basically looking at this, except you're on top, and all of this is wet, and there's a little more snow up where you are.
Well, did these guys come up this way?
They came up some way. You've more or less followed back to where they came up. Your experience with mountains by this point is no doubt that it's easier to go up than down. You're kind of more in control of
I've
the
never
up.
seen someone fall down a mountain. I haven't either. Just throw that out there.
Yeah. I think it actually happens more on the way down than it does on the way up. Though.
I don't know. You know, how, like, on a scale of 1 to...
Like, are you guys like you can basically like climb down like just hand and toe, or are you guys kind of like anchoring a line?
Oh,
Are
like
you
it's that steep? Like it?
Yeah,
I thought we were walking.
reasonably. Well, you are walking right now. You're at the top.
Until we're not.
I thought this was like
If
a...
you tell me like we're gonna unrope and I'm just gonna walk,
I thought
it,
you
all
were
right, then
describing a slippery hill,
I'll-
not
I'll-
a slippery
I'll roll.
cliffside.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like literally, like there's like ice hanging. Like, well, I'll show the. You might not have seen this very well, but like you're literally, you guys are up here with more ice, more snow, and all of the rock is wet because it's still reasonably early in the morning from the rain yesterday.
Man, I don't know. I guess we'll tie each other off again. Seemed to work last time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Presumably, some of these people in our group are experienced mountain climbers.
No,
No.
no, they're a bunch of like farmers, and there's a blacksmith in there and a hunter, but
They're not going. They're not undergoing the Arda training, so.
So, speaking
Elite.
of which, I'm going to say to Arda, I'll be like, here, bud, I'm going to tie you off. You're just above me. I'll take the medal, but just don't fall. He seems like way stronger than me.
he probably is actually.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insanely
Yeah,
depressing.
he's a little bit stronger than you anyway.
He
Yeah.
described him as an 8-year-old girl. Actually, no, smaller than an 8-year-old girl.
But he sings better.
I spend most of my time playing a lute.
Nothing wrong with that. Different skills.
So if you want to impress the ladies, you have good, strong fingers.
That's right.
Okay. So give
Play
me.
your instrument, you know, get to crescendo.
One of my favorite scenes in Archer.
Sorry, Jared. We're not used to
When you hit the G major.
Yeah, that's right. One of my favorite scenes in Archer is where Krieger is trying to convince Lana to. He's like, "Oh, I got these." You know, he's basically showing off like these artificial arms that he's made, and she looks over at them, and he has one of them do this. She's like,
one of the best shows.
yes. So you've got your 6 locals with you.
Yeah.
You've got Jorg. Jorg is the big one that you were kind of trying to face off with a little bit last week. Who's kind of like, what? Doesn't seem super bright, but he's pretty big. There is one among
monster.
there is one among them who is a fairly experienced, or at least a somewhat experienced hunter that might maybe make a decent point man. And
Yeah, well, I mean, make a better point man falling down than me, so.
sure. Work out an order for who's going down in what way, and like 5, 10 feet, whatever, how much of
There we go.
That's it. And we all fall down in the following order.
Does the Rustmaster have claws?
Yeah, he would have
Like he is probably better purchase in the ice than we do.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah,
Is he gonna need a lot of work?
Yeah,
what's
for
going
sure.
on, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna send out Hogak to do a little
Just go down.
pre-repelling scouting.
Yeah.
Find ourselves the best trail.
I would say that he would probably have a pretty good purchase on rocks.
Okay.
His kind tend to live in
This guy
mountains and
could be a
caves.
moneymaker too, because if he finds us like an iron mine or something,
Well,
just
that's why we
saying.
kept him.
I know. It's a good idea I came up with.
Yeah.
take them along on this
It's
insanely long
like
journey.
like taking a pig truffle hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
That reminds me
give
of a
me.
joke.
I'll let you pick athletics or acrobatics as you were making your way down the cliff face. Since you're descending, I'll let you go acrobatics if you want.
20.
20. Is that just on the dice or?
No.
He
that's
just
what-
Okay, that's actually
throws off
total.
the end of it and lands.
Right. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed shit.
Like,
200
we're all
yeah.
attached to him.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he does this really cool ass backflip and pulls
Yeah.
everyone else off the
He
mountain.
legit Assassin Creed's 1,000 feet down into a little pile of hay and survives.
And you all take.
That's what happens.
I take none. They slow my fall. Everyone else, however, you're on your own.
You can't turn into flying creatures yet, right?
No.
No, okay.
Well, I can turn to a squirrel and fly like a motherfucker.
Just Richard Gere's.
I don't think you know of that kind of creature.
No.
Squirrel.
It's canon. Thanks, Karen. It's canon.
He has a nice hat.
Didn't say he could fly.
Now we just open the guide.
Yeah, when I typed in flying Viking squirrel, there was no results. Oh,
And
my
you're anchoring the back.
Yeah.
All right, give me a.
What do we not want?
I'll take athletics check. Give me a strength check.
Just straight strength.
I'll choose athletics on it.
Athletics, 16.
Nice.
I bet you this is probably being insanely loud inside of that.
It can't be any worse than the metal dice. You can definitely hear when it's at the table.
Oh, there's a natural 20. Great, I just wasted that.
Yep, it's gone forever.
Just to make a bunch of noise.
Nat
for
20s,
someone
Nat
listening.
20s never come
We won't
back.
have any more nat 20s all week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the course
I'm
anyway.
good for one. I had 3, I think, last session.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Right.
This is not the group we bring to Vegas.
My favorite is when it's your first game ever of D&D and like your first 2 or 3 rolls are nat 20s and then the next 3 weeks you can't hit anything at all.
It is beneficial if your first good
rolls
rolls are when you're making your character.
Right. Yes, those help a lot. All right, and actually, I'll roll one for Arda. Give me the same thing. Brego, I'll let you make
Acrobatics?
athletics or acrobatics. Let you pick
12.
12. All right.
The middle today sounds nice.
Is there gonna be like legitimate gear you could buy for spelunking and rappelling?
Climbers?
You wouldn't see
By the time we
anything.
get there.
You wouldn't see anything like official. Like it's not like you'd walk into your local Scandinavian mountaineering store at this point and
They
just
kind of
buy
all
like.
are Scandinavian though. That's
Yes, that's what I mean. So it's not like anyone is professionally spelunking or anything like that. You would be able to go in someplace and like you could probably have a leather worker make up a harness or something like that if you wanted something along those lines. Could definitely find picks or find a blacksmith who
but
could
stuff
modify
that
some
would
stuff.
help us in the
Yeah,
future.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and things like
Throw it in the bag of goodies.
you've got boots and then you've got hobnailed boots, right?
Yeah.
And or even like you have the idea the idea of driving nails through boots is not new to humanity at all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it works great when you're kicking shit out of people.
Vikings had skis. They made ice skates. So, yeah, you guys you could find some stuff that you would think would be intelligent to take
There's
with you.
gotta
If
be
you
I'm thinking
There's
more
got to
like
be more to putting a nail through your boot than just putting a nail through your boot, because I expect that every step you take, that nail is pushing back on you.
well, no, you put
Sounds
another piece of
incredibly-
leather over
yeah,
top of it.
yeah, like when you put a nail through the sole though, and then
Even
you
a
put
piece
like
of
hard
leather is
leather.
not gonna.
Yeah.
Are you a shoe?
The Romans
smith?
did it, so it's been around for.
Yeah.
Cobbler. Are you a cobbler?
I mean,
No,
Yeah.
it's not
You
actually on your
probably did a
list.
shit job.
no. I'm just curious if we have to walk back, if maybe we could find some things to help us.
We're not fucking going back.
I'm finding a boat. Yeah.
We are not going back and crossing
I
glacier
do
field.
have some
I'm
ship
sorry.
sailing abilities. So yeah.
We may part ways at the bottom of this mountain.
Ulfar
I'm going
spends-
back for that axe one day.
Ulfar spends the
Honestly.
next year and a half just building a longboat so he doesn't have to walk back.
Yeah. At this point, my kids will be 20 by the time I get back.
All right, so you guys you make it to the bottom. There's a couple of touchy moments, but nobody is seriously hurt. A couple minor slips, but the rope holds, the line holds, and you all find yourselves at the bottom. Presumably, you're not coming down in the middle of the lake. I'll assume you're kind of like here.
Is it warmer now?
It is definitely warmer. Yeah, you get down here. It's
I am whistling.
it's about 10 degrees warmer where you are. It's probably about +5 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate the cold.
I know. I get it. Yeah.
It's hard on my.
So does your character.
My little
common
loot fingers.
People who live in northern climates.
My
Right.
little loot-loving fingers do not like the cold.
Are you listening? His response, I was like to Brandon, like, oh, are you listening? He's like, troll sacks.
He's listening.
It's canon.
Right. Let's get one.
Fuck. I'm
Do
practically doing cartwheels. It's 10 degrees warmer.
Yes.
So we're like -10 now.
No, you're like +5 at this point. Yeah, like I said, it was about -5 where you were at the top, and yeah, right.
Sun's out, buns out.
All right, so that's what Brego's wearing now. You see Arda walking now, carrying all of these furs and cloaks, and Brego's just walking down with his loot. Happy little wiggle as he walks.
I'm gonna stay in
I
the front.
thought I heard a halfling walking behind me.
No.
You said there was a couple of houses and stuff, eh? Up this way?
You do see some houses further down. Yeah.
I want to try to...
We've made it all the way to here,
Yeah.
so we've passed houses. Right?
No, you guys. So you started
Yeah,
up here.
yeah.
So
I want-
you basically have just come down.
As
here.
we're coming down, because we got the view of the whole valley, I want to try to see if I can see anybody out and about, or if we're walking into like a ghost town. Just in case, because if I see people walking around, it'd be a little less on guard.
We'll do this just to sort of track your progression. So you started here, and now you are here,
That didn't take long for an hour.
right?
You can go down a hill quite a bit faster.
Give me a perception check. Hey, there's water at the bottom. I'm surprised nobody decided to just jump and see how deep it is.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've done that in pools before. It never turns out well. 20.
20. You take a look down, further down the valley. Let me just take a look at something here.
My last house had an in-ground pool, and I did that, and I hit the bottom, and I was like, ow, because my head was still sticking out.
Is that why you're like this? Now?
Yeah, it hurts. Well, no, there's lots of other reasons for that, yeah.
You see... That's marked
Takes
as...
years to
Pebble
achieve
into,
that.
yeah, and this is fine-tuned.
It was not one injury.
Let me get a
This
green
was
one.
multiple.
Yeah, they call this a complex injury.
You want to know what happens when you've had 12 concussions?
So...
Man, I'm 3 away.
You see a lot of trees kind of down along here, some up around here as well. The forest looks a little bit thicker over here as well, and along the sides here and here, my green is almost dead here apparently, but it doesn't look as steep as where you guys have come in. Different peaks, different mountains, that sort of thing, but as you look, you can see... Looks like some human movement off in the trees down around here. But you also hear a baying sound coming from over here somewhere.
Like someone is actually saying bay.
Like the baying of a wolf.
I have no idea what that sounds like.
This guy's moaning because he's having a movement and then
Yeah,
bang over
I got
here.
the movement. The human movement.
No, it look like
I've had movements out in the woods like that too. It's fine.
looks like it might be one or two people cutting down a tree or something like that. Like forestry type movements,
But
not
the
that
wolves
kind of
sound
movement.
like it's down in the valley?
No, it sounds like they're up higher on the slopes here.
Oh, okay, alright.
So
Yeah,
this
so
is
this-
like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
We'll add more
I get it.
topography. Yeah,
Yeah.
so where you guys are here,
I
this
get
is
it. I
this is
understand.
this is like steep here. Out
The fact that you
here-
don't come with topographical maps for us is really making this
Yeah.
game difficult.
Right, I know.
It's
Just,
almost like you work during the week or
just,
something.
just inconsiderate, I know, right?
Yeah.
But
then
yeah,
there's me
it's-
who does it and still just makes shit up on the fly.
Wow.
That's part of the job. Yeah.
This is looking more and more like the lunch lady's vagina.
No, I can't unsee that.
And it's an insanely accurate representation, yeah. But I guess
I feel like
This is a topographical map of.
I feel like somebody should take a picture of that and put it in Discord just to go along with the commentary.
So now we'll never look at a valley or.
Right.
We're changing it to a gorge. A
I'm
gorge is more
sorry.
appropriate.
I'm sorry.
I knew I
Topographical
recognized
map of the
somewhere.
Lunch
You
Ladies
need
of
group
China.
pictures.
I never forgot my first love.
Hey,
She
always
wasn't
said
pretty, but she made me French fries every day.
That's
Those
right.
sloppy joes can't be beat.
Oh my god. That's what she called it.
Oh dear God. So yes, you hear what sounds like wolves from further up here.
All right. Well,
You can
wolves
see a
are
couple of
bitches.
people doing something in the woods over here.
It's not like I've ever lost a fight to a wolf yet. So let's continue on.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you guys heading? So like you see like a little farmstead
Yeah, I'm
here.
gonna head to the first farmstead, and I'm going to. Once we get down kind of on the flat ground, I'll probably catch up with. Well, actually, it would make sense to talk to the locals and be like, ask them if they can tell us anything about this area. I think.
All right.
Besides that, it's commonly known as the.
Are you
Ladies'
guys just
Gorge.
walking openly? Tell me how you're traveling at this point.
Yeah.
You got your.
Are they
your
giving
locals
me
with
any
you.
warnings that we should be
Your
cautious?
locals they're nervous, especially.
Yeah, but they're weak. I'd be nervous too if I grew up in this world and I was that weak.
They hear the wolves as well, and they tell you that here the wolves do not wait until dark necessarily to attack.
Oh, and I have dark vision too.
Right.
Never
I just need to know if you guys are just walking. That's
Yeah,
fine
I
if
mean,
you're-
I don't see
Cool.
the reason
I think
why
we're
we would
just
hide.
trudging down through
Cool.
here in
Yeah.
our usual walking
I mean, if
order.
they're just nervous, then that's not like if they're like shitting their pants and saying we shouldn't be here. But if they're just nervous, then I'll take that as a good sign.
All right. So you guys spend about. Let's use. Yeah, it'll work. Let's change that.
I've been in almost all of these situations in real life, so I feel fine.
Real life always applies very well to fantasy.
Yeah, it
That
does.
includes.
I've been somewhat
Random
nervous
animals.
about the wolves that were following me
Those
home in
be
the
after your
woods.
shit, guys.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I remember
There's
walking
one
back
thing
once.
left. I just need to
and
hit it.
I was actually with my dad walking back, and there was wolf prints inside of
myself
ours.
with my sword.
And I bet you they were probably as big as my hand.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Huge.
And you think one's not bad. I could fight a big dog. It doesn't sound like one. It sounds like 4, 8.
yeah.
How many is that? It's
All
getting
of them.
dark. They see better in the dark than I do.
All right. Yeah. So
All right, so you guys make your way to the
Yeah,
to
like,
the
I
nearest
got-
to the nearest farmstead, and it looks pretty quiet as you approach.
deadly quiet. Is there like animals, or is this more like a?
You don't see any animals here.
We're not being quiet though, right? We're not
No.
sneaking up. Like I'm. Still,
I mean, I'm not a.
I'm humming and whistling. Like we're not pretending that we're not coming.
Like, as you go.
I just everywhere I go, I'm tapping my leg and whistling unless otherwise
Unless it's
told
cold.
not to. Yeah,
Unless it's
I mean,
cold
I'm not
out.
afraid of the people that live here, so they know we're coming.
yeah.
You know, like an
I mean, the
above
wolves
ground
are
house
gonna
and
know
then
we're
like a
here
pit
whether
house
we're
next
stealthy
to
or
it.
not.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, they're gonna hear the rocks
Yeah.
and everything else. Then yeah.
This as you
I haven't
approach
showered
it,
in a week. They're gonna smell me.
as you approach it, it looks like just a. You would think this was probably a mid-sized farm. You grew up on a farm. You grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
You guys would think like this is
I know
not.
people that worked on a farm.
I
this
grew
is-
up on
yeah.
a really poor farm.
This to you looks like it would have been an all right farm. Like you've
Okay.
got running water like a 10-minute walk away. You've got this lush verdant hillside to farm and to graze animals on. You see again not a big palisade wall or anything like that, but you see a fence that goes around pretty much the entire thing. You suspect that from a distance you would think that this is probably not quite like a super wealthy farm, but a pretty well off farm, like way better than you grew up
All the
on.
things you could grow in the Lunch Ladies Valley.
That's right.
Um,
She's got something pretty big red
Syphilis.
sticking up here.
No, she's like, that's the best
The,
chicken tasting STD out there.
anyway,
Oh, we're recording.
remember,
Right?
yeah, that's why he talks so quietly on the recording.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there's so many
You
times
guys-
you don't
you
hear
guys
what he
want me to go out
says.
front?
You just
Yeah.
hear,
No,
and
you
everyone
go.
laughs.
Yeah, I'll take I'll take the big dumb guy with me, and we'll go knock on the farmer's door.
Sure. So, you and
Housekeeping. I'm practicing my Scandinavian accent.
All right. So you and Jorg head for the door. You knock on the door and you don't hear any answer. Actually, as you approach the door is open.
Ooh, even better. I'm gonna pull out my weapons. I'm gonna say, "Follow me, Jorg."
As if there's an open door and you're not the first one there.
yeah. He's already robbed this place somehow. I don't understand.
Open door. Yeah, I'm out.
You're walking out of the house, and I'm like, weren't you at the back of the line? Yeah, I'll go in and I'll announce myself as I go in, but I'll have my weapons out.
Sure.
And I'll be looking for anything.
Give me a perception check.
Sure. Ooh, even better. That's like a 24. No,
Nice.
No, what's my perception? Sorry, I lied. It's over 20.
You have a +5 perception, don't you?
23.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I got it.
You notice a lot of things as you kind of step over the threshold. You notice that the door looks as though it's been thrown open in a hurry. One of the leather hinges on the bottom looks like it's almost split through, as though it's kind of gone. It's been overextended with a great deal of force. You notice claw marks on the wood of the door itself. It's not necessarily a wood floor, but definitely like there's kind of like a floor. Basically, the frame of the door has claw marks running over it. As you go in, it's got a nice dirt floor, but just a dirt floor. You see a lot of claw marks. You also see a lot of human footprints, and the human footprints look like they moved in a hurry, and that is kind of what you see immediately.
I want to pick up a random object on the ground and just kind of slightly smell it.
Nice.
Just because Jorg's there. I want to
find-
look like
you-
I'm like really intentionally
Yeah,
investigating.
you find. Give me just roll a d20 for me.
12.
That's way better. I was hoping for like a 1. You're like, yeah, you reach down, you look at Jorg, you reach down, you pull up like
Dog shit.
Dog shit.
Yeah, the wolves are here.
Yes, they've been here. They've been here. Yeah, you reach down. You find you find a wooden spoon that looks like it's been dropped in a hurry, and you.
I'm
see,
going to sniff it like casually, and I'm going to look at Jorg and say, "Smells like it was dropped in a hurry." You said he was dumb, right?
Yeah, Jorg's just like. Oh. Yes.
I'm going to say
He looks impressed. Yeah.
there's nothing worse.
Give me a deception check. I want to see if you can fool the idiot.
Clearly not. 10.
Oh, that's a 6 on the
He's an
die.
idiot.
He doesn't have a lot of pluses to his wisdom. He's like, oh, you're good at this.
I'm going to say, Jorg, I've been hunting things like this my entire life.
Give me a perception check.
It's a good thing you guys are alone.
Yeah.
If I turn that around, no. My perception is 514.
14. As you do pick it up though, you do see teeth marks on it, as though something has, probably a wolf or a dog, has picked this up and kind of gnawed on it for a couple seconds and then dropped it.
These
I'm
wolves
going
make
to
stew.
give it to Jorg. I'm going to put it up to his chest and I'll say,
Yeah, at least
take
they're
this,
not
Jorg.
wasting
It'll be
it
good
and
luck
using
for
it.
you from here on out. As
Like
we battle
white
these
dragon
evil wolves.
bass.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion? 9.
He looks at it and sees the teeth marks and he's. I don't know that this looks like good luck to Jorg.
It survived the wolf attack.
You keep.
Fine, I'll keep the spoon. But Jorg, if you die, it's on you.
You do
I
see him
tried
before
to
he
help.
hands it back. He does kind of look at the like the business end of the spoon for a second and kind of sniff it. He does give it a little bit of a lick before he hands it back, just to make sure there's nothing good on it.
Yeah.
Ulfar sticks it behind his ear, and he's forever known as Ulfar Spoon here.
Yeah. I'm trying to help out the boys here and make sure they live through this. But if they won't take my good luck charms,
Right.
I'll stick it in my pocket because you know what? Just like torches, one day you're gonna need a spoon, and everyone's gonna say, "Oh, Ulfar, always pushing spoons on people." Anyway.
Is being an asshole part of being a shipwright?
Yes, it is.
It's,
I've known several.
it's actually most of the business.
Yeah, it's literally 90% of its asshole. The other
Being
5 is
pretentious
building.
is like another 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
5% carpentry,
Oh.
95% asphalt.
Yeah.
You can call me a whiner all you want.
I'll tell York that we should gather up the people and we should go look at there's other houses down there.
Yep.
We should probably find a place. What time of day is it right now? I'm assuming it's a bit later.
Yeah, it's getting on towards late morning.
I feel
That's
like
how it works. It's always a bit later than when you started.
Yeah. Is it earlier than when we left yet?
I meant a bit later in the day, as in the afternoon,
Yeah.
not the morning.
You guys were like half an hour or so
My
getting
wisdom
down.
is lost on these people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'd tell York that we should probably, if there's no one else in these other houses, we might need to settle in here for the night. It might be safer than continuing.
It's up to you. I mean, you figure. I mean, you're about half an hour getting from here to here. If you were to head over to the next one, or you could get someplace else within an hour. It's not noon yet, so.
Yeah, no, I know, but I mean, like, we can like check out the area and maybe try to find if we're not going to make it through this whole valley by the day. Maybe holding up in a house might be a good idea.
Right.
That's my thought.
Sure.
So,
I
and
think-
if there's multiple houses in a little area, that
I
might
think
be
we
even
should
better.
definitely try to like just cover the Lunch Ladies Fjord. Try to get that done today.
Yeah.
Cover
Also,
most of
I
the
did.
area.
See, I will tell everybody that I did see what I thought was a person
Touch
taking a
on your
movement in
Bring
the
a
woods
sickle.
over there.
You-
I saw a person having a movement over in the woods over there.
No, I don't. Did we
and I'm
see
going to
that?
ask you what you saw on the
I
house
saw
there.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What's that?
I'm going to ask you what you saw on the house there.
Oh, I'm gonna say that it looked like the wolves came in there, but potentially the people got out first. It's
Are
hard
you
to say.
winning?
The wolves definitely were in the house, but it looked like
Are you
people were
winning?
out of there in a hurry.
So they took mostly everything in there then?
Yeah, there's nothing. I'll give you the spoon and be like, this is all that's left. The lucky spoon.
That's a don't
The
talk
lucky
to me,
spoon.
Cookie Man face.
Yeah. You know why it's a lucky
Good
spoon?
instinct.
Because it's the big spoon.
That's big spoon.
Everybody knows big spoon's the best spoon.
Mm.
Nobody wants to be little spoon. Nobody.
Well,
I wouldn't say that.
I was gonna say, not my
not
experience.
here.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
So, I'm the big spoon enough that I'm pretty sure somebody wants to be the little
Yeah,
spoon.
trust me. Yeah,
Sounds like Richard's not giving people choices.
Right?
I've had, you know what? I've served my time in prison. I've had to be little spoon before. It's not as fun as you guys think.
No, not saying. I'm not saying there's not a bad time to be the little spoon. It's, you know.
Yeah.
We're saying little spoon, not little cup.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are bringing up old. These are the complex injuries I was talking about.
This is emotional scars.
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah. I know you want to hang out here all night.
Who doesn't?
This is where your counseling sessions later in life will come from.
I'm trying to keep it big words.
Right.
I don't think that she got the Lunch Ladies Fjord joke.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Maybe she did. Your
She's-
kids may be much smarter than mine. much.
I think sometimes they're smarter, much smarter than me. There comes that weird point where it's like you can't say things because you're like, oh, my kids actually are getting it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like I'm pretty sure they didn't last week, but all of a sudden now.
Oh, my
They
poor
didn't really
kids, they
reference
think that anything that comes in a wrapper is baloney. That's baloney. Eat it. What's that? Baloney.
Whatever it works.
Well, I like this. That's baloney.
Yeah.
Right.
Tastes like onion. It's baloney.
Daddy, it burns when I eat it. Just eat it. It's baloney. It's good for
I
you.
saw this video and it was like, what, name a tattoo that you regret? And the guy pulled up his pants and it had above knee and baloney on the bottom. And I was like, that's actually pretty awesome.
I wouldn't regret
Yeah.
that at all. That's fine.
Oh man. All right. So you go back to the rest of the group there, Ulfar, and
Yeah, I'll kind of explain that. I think that we should head to the next set of housing, and we should probably, if we can, figure out if there's anyone left in this valley, and start thinking about maybe a place to hold out for the night before we continue our journey.
right.
Unless for some reason we need to make contact with a person in a hurry.
I think on the way through, as I'm following Ulfar, I would be checking like Just kind of basic stuff like heat off fire pits. Like, did the plates and stuff look like they've been used recently? Just kind of like
Sniff the coal. Yeah, it's still really hot.
just kind of
As like a small single tear rolls down my eye. Yeah.
It's just in my travels. I've been through some abandoned
You're like,
towns
not
before, and
long
I would just be looking to see
Fire's
like
not even out
how
yet.
long has this place been abandoned.
Use your other hand to pry the fingers off the pole.
Yeah, you let me put that back away. Give me an investigation check.
20.
20.
Yes, my dear Watson.
It looks like it's been at least a few days. They didn't write a note on the coals or anything like that to
It's cold.
date the last time. But yeah, the fire's cold. Kind of everything. It looks like they left in a hurry. It looks like they left long enough ago for everything to basically be cold, to be stale, to be decomposing, whatever. Like if there's
But it's not like
fresher
it's not the
food.
rot of like they've been gone for 2 months.
No,
Okay.
no. You would think somewhere between probably 3 days and a week.
Okay.
We need Man Tracker with us. That's what we need.
We
And
got
this
'em.
horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
Thanks,
it's
guys.
more like goat tracker, but whatever.
Hey, don't underestimate ghosts. They get everywhere.
All right. Let's clean out the
Whatever
next
you
3
want.
houses. Let's go check the next 3 houses.
Onward.
All right. You guys keeping the same travel order?
Yeah. I'll be out at front now. Especially now that I think kind of a little bit more of a threatening situation.
Give me a travel order. Show me where you're all
So
fitting
we're
in there.
walking
as you're...
this way now, I suppose?
Yes.
Yeah, you're heading. I mean, it doesn't really matter how they're lined up as long as I know who's in the front and who's in the back.
I'm in
I'm
the
staying
middle
at the back
somewhere.
side.
Who the little spoon is and who the big spoon is.
Trying to steal shit.
It's called a rocket pack, not a little spoon, okay?
Are you Hogak? Are you going to be like in the way back?
Oh, I'm in the back side as we go by huts. I'm trying to
Pillage?
run in and loot, and yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't care. They left
So
in their own
so
accord.
so are you going in?
Yeah.
Are you going like? Are you running back in the house as everybody else is leaving, kind of thing? Or
Yeah, because everyone's leaving, and I'm like, yep, they're fair
Hogak?
enough.
Hogak is the guy like Hurricane Katrina stealing a TV when there's like 3 feet of water in the Walmart. Be like, might as well take this opportunity.
Pretty much.
when am I going to be here again?
Everyone else is suffering and dying, but I mean, hey, free TV.
They
That's
left,
gonna
and they
get
didn't
water
want it.
damage.
Yeah, exactly.
The cable's going to come back on sooner or later.
Eventually, be able to use it.
He's got like a TV on one shoulder, this like couch on the other.
It's like, I had a cousin in New York that could totally sell this.
The quality's found on aisle 11.
Give me an investigation check as you run in and go rapidly rummaging through
Very
things, looking for things of
well-placed
value.
12.
You find the wooden spoon that Ulfar didn't.
Yes.
No.
And it says
You,
lucky on it for some reason.
Right. You
Some
you
bitch lied to
see
me.
I should take this.
you don't see immediately much of value. You see some wooden bowls. You see some ceramic pots. You see some woven baskets. See a couple of like metal cooking implements, like skewers and meat forks and stuff like that, and some some knives, but not really. Some stuff you could
Poor
pick up.
people's kitchen.
For us, for traveling, it can work. Do we have anything to cook off? I thought Harold had everything.
You would also see some rope in different sizes. Like you'd see like thicker rope for like climbing or whatever, but you'd also see like twine for like tying fences together, or for
Tying hands together?
you
I
use
can-
it for tying hands together.
I can tell you I have shit because I double checked because we had this conversation last time about
Yeah.
what I would have got in my pack, and I took the entertainer's pack, so I basically have nothing.
Yeah. So I think the last time we just kind of used
I have a
Ulfar's in
disguise.
my,
I think is what you get in the entertainer's pack is you get a disguise.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure last time it was just Ulfar and I are using carpenters to try and make
Yeah.
something together. So I'm going to take the some of the cooking implements and the rope then.
Sure.
How much rope, Don?
Oh, I'll say you find 50 foot 50-foot coil of sort of like standard rope, and you
New
find
lunch lady, huh?
And you'll find a couple of, let's say, 25-foot lengths of twine that would be, it's the kind of stuff you'd recognize as being used for like fence repairs or for tying up,
He's got some talents.
tying up animals,
Hard
like
work in life.
tethering them and things like that.
Gonna be
Oh, I don't tether them. Did you have any cooking implements or anything like that?
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm
I
not
thought
gonna-
Harold had all the cooking equipment.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have my own.
Yeah, Explorer's Pack comes with a mess kit.
Yep.
Okay, never
I
mind.
did double check this week, and my entertainer's pack basically I have nothing.
Nothing.
You have a backpack, a bedroll, 2 costumes. You should figure out what those
costumes,
costumes
yeah.
Yeah.
are. 5 candles, 5 days of rations.
Brego,
a
what do you
water
have in
skin,
a
and disguise kit.
completely one-piece leather suit? That's costume. Yeah.
Can I borrow that later with the goat?
Just a big zipper all the way down the back. I don't know. It's weird.
I knew somewhere along
It's not a
the
gimp
way
suit, it's a Zentai.
I
It has
was
a
going
mask.
to have to convince Hogak of something.
Hey, as long as there's a goat nearby, I consent.
Jesus.
No, it's Loki.
Let's move on.
Yes. Yes. All right. So you've looted. The rest of you are progressing through the lunch
Yes,
lady here.
Still Russ with yes. Through the lunch lady.
You're like a South Park episode.
You know this is gonna last for 20 episodes now. This.
Right. It's going to be the thing. Ulfar, give me
Who's sturdy till
a.
now?
I like sturdy though. That's sturdy woman.
Right. Give me a perception check as you're leading the way.
That is a 17.
Nice. No, you're heading for this one or for this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this side of the river first.
All right. And Brego, what are you doing as you're traveling along there?
I think I'm
Okay.
still just like lightly investigating, just using my own intuition to try to keep an eye on things.
Okay.
Do I still see anyone in that wooded area while I'm kind of walking the field?
Yeah, you see as you look over, you can see a couple guys with axes taking limbs off of a reasonably sizable tree.
Should we just go talk to them first?
It seems
I mean,
kind
it
of
makes
weird
sense.
to pillage their whole village if we can see them.
Well, I mean, we're Viking though. It's kind of probably a Tuesday
Yeah.
morning for us. But all right, you know what? If I see them and they're just cutting down trees, I'll take a beeline for them instead.
Sure.
And how big is this river?
It's 30 feet wide. No, it's like kind of bounces between like 2 and 10 feet wide, but it's not very deep.
It's
So
not very wet down in
It's
the
a
lunch
creek.
lady. Yeah, all right.
well, some places are wetter than others, you know.
I will
old
head
Jersey.
towards the lumberjacks.
Good old
Especially in the lunch ladies fjord.
Yeah. It's
It's not as bountiful as it used to be.
no.
I'll come up behind them,
They farmed
like
it out.
close. I'll pick up my pace and try to kind of get close as
Okay.
I see people. 'Cause It's
Okay.
been a while since we saw some new people.
All right.
Yeah, they're gonna try to kill us.
As you guys
It'll be fine.
as you guys are sort of focused on give me a perception check as you come out and kind of rejoin the
There's coffee
group.
if anyone wants coffee. Want coffee?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. You want coffee?
Did you look me in the eye when you said that?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Did
Don,
not
do you want
know.
coffee?
Sure, I'll take one, buddy.
It's gonna take a night of hard work to get me to drink some coffee, but
8.
8.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Not really.
that's
It's,
breakfast.
it's awesome for me. Doesn't bother me in the least. I'm fine.
I just don't drink coffee at all.
Tea? No?
I'm
Just
part
straight
of
up
the,
whiskey?
I'm part of the hot drinks burn my tongue club, and I
Oh.
don't like it.
Ah.
No, I just never got into like drinking tea or coffee, and so now I don't have that caffeine reliance. So we might as well not.
Why? It's the only drug that's
I actually,
What's that?
I can relate. I don't understand how people can be reliant on something.
Yeah. That'll be our 40-minute break, by the way, folks, as the next can opens.
That's awesome.
I think pot's socially acceptable now.
We've actually had the conversation around the table about how that's basically like the time marker, like, yeah, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna. When we do videos, that's how we're gonna mark the video.
Right. Yeah, it's like, okay, Mark. No, I agree.
Help
I
yourself if you.
I drink coffee socially.
But you're
It's
fucking
not
barista.
it's always done very little to wake me
Oh,
up.
you're not wearing the outfit.
I definitely
Yeah,
have
I
like
know, I'm
coworkers
sorry.
who are like, I'm on
I am, it's
second or
underneath this
third
stuff.
coffee
It's too
of the day.
cold.
I'm like, it's like 8. Chill.
Right. I can comfortably make it through 6 months with nothing except regular food, water, and some juice or whatever. But
Yeah, me too. It's terrible. How do I do it?
All right. So
We're
as
making new friends.
Yep. I'm going to. Do you want me to roll? Sorry, I didn't.
hang on a second. Actually, I'm gonna.
We're fjording the
Well, we
fjord.
gotta see. They're shooting bow and arrows at us, so let's gotta figure that out.
The locals.
So, as you kind of are approaching the stream, you hear. Let's see who's gonna be. You hear Gren, the hunter. He's kind of towards the back
man
of
with
the pack.
the simplest name in the entire country.
Yes. You hear him yell out a warning, and just as he does, those of you towards the back hear the sound of wolves chasing you
Finally.
down.
Time for some revenge.
Time to put some bitches to the sword. I'm assuming they are all female from that comment.
That I'm assuming they're all female because of what I just said.
Yes.
Yes.
Otherwise, that comment doesn't make any sense.
You just start swinging at all the cold.
I think it would be very
Yeah.
strange if there was like 5 males all together. Seems
Hey,
unusual.
they're progressive.
They call it the sausage pack. Yeah.
One is clearly a boar.
Sorry, how many males were here 2 weeks ago? No.
Ouch.
Right.
No, alpha males.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me get my markers here.
Yeah. None. There's none here.
None.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can be the alpha male for the day.
Doesn't get my deck of cards out. No, that's me.
Great. That's a 3. You guys can all roll initiative.
Oh, this box is making it rain. 18.
Hogak?
21.
21. Alright, and
18 also.
18 also. That'd be great for you guys, except none of you were paying attention. So, the wolves and... Actually, it's just going to be a round of me. How exciting is that?
You're gonna get the sturdy lady first with the buckets. Poor sturdy ladies. She had to carry those 2 water buckets for no reason all the way down here.
Before we do this, we'll ignore the map for everything except scale. Except we'll use this purple line over here, the far one, to represent just kind of the edge of the water for all intents and purposes. So we've got you.
So
here.
we're in the water?
No, so this is the near edge
Oh,
of the
okay,
water.
alright.
You're
This
you're
is the
approaching.
water.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
good. I thought we were in the water.
Before we start this fight, there was no visible crossing here that was pre-made.
Not really. No.
Okay.
No. Again, it's
If we would have walked 100 feet, there's a bridge right there. I don't know. You guys just wanted to go
It's a
across the
little
river.
late for
There's,
that.
there's a ford there, and there's a
just for
bridge
future.
there, and there's a
Once I'm dragging 100 dead wolf carcasses over this river.
right.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Hey, you know what? This is round 2 with these damn wolves.
Is that
Learned a
all?
few tricks. And there's no trees in sight.
Just hold the sword.
Yeah. We've established it.
I think that one of the villagers actually made him.
You
Like
kill a
leather
troll in
thong
one round,
that
and it's
attached
like,
his
oh,
sword
who
to his
cares?
wrist.
Drop your sword 3 sessions ago. You never hear the end of
Hey
it.
Don,
What's that?
one of the villagers made him a leather thong that attached the sword to his wrist, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
it could leave
Well,
him.
I think that was the hand axes, wasn't it? Like we had one
Oh,
on this
yeah,
axe and one on this axe, just
that's
like
right.
mittens.
Yeah.
Like
Can't get rid of them.
You just can't throw them.
Right.
Taking advantage of my goodwill. All right.
Is that fucking you, man? Do we need to stop this sword throwing joke?
No.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So
It's gonna
do
be
you-
too hard.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it anyway, but just wanted
If
to
he
know.
says no, he knows it's gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I just need to set some stuff up here
Does it hurt at all?
quickly.
Okay, I'll hug you later.
No, you should probably just keep making fun of me then.
Huh?
I'll take the jokes over the hug.
Ouch.
Yeah. No matter how much the judge says to stay away from them, I don't get it.
It's all goodwill.
It's not the hug that bothers me, Corey. It's when you bite my ear.
Yeah. And then like the long, it's the long inhale. That's the problem.
But it's not the grunt afterwards.
And it does actually get a little weird after the first minute.
Yeah. There's like a.
Does the back rub not help that?
No, that's why you
Not
pat
when it's-
3 times and you
not-
say, I'm not gay.
Not when it's
That's
like
it.
that close to my anus. No.
Come on.
It wouldn't be
We're
so
all
awkward if it was above the belt.
We're all progressive
It
here,
doesn't
right?
count
Come on.
if he says no homo.
I haven't heard that in so long.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hadn't
Only
thought
gated.
about that.
Only gated instant.
Oh.
Just have to say this. I'm just whispering your
What are you
ear. It's
looking for?
mutual. Come on.
Can I borrow your mini for a second?
Ish.
No, the other mini. Yeah.
Oh, there's a leader in the pack?
Sorry.
Great. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, which music?
He's got red hair, so he's the soulless one.
That one's like breakdancing.
Like my niece.
That's harsh.
Oh no, she is. Well, you see a 2-year-old grab a broom in a video chat and take practice swings and then hit her own mother in the back of the head.
That sounds like an average 2-year-old, actually. We've all been
I
there.
never have hit my parents when I was a child. I never did that.
Clearly, you weren't an average 2-year-old.
No, I'm
Thank,
pretty
thank God
strange.
most of my kids were raised before like video stuff was that common.
Yeah. So they did it in private.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one else saw. Yeah.
Wait, you hit me, I hit you?
Yeah.
Right?
Because the broom's a lot harder when it's.
This is how we're going to establish right and wrong. Do
Yes.
you like it?
Yes.
That hurt. Did it?
And not then you didn't.
Anyways.
Only,
I-
well, maybe
it's
when
fine.
Uncle Lou
Most of
did
my
it.
kids can still walk, so it didn't work out.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. I like the way he nibbled on my ear.
What?
Jesus. Move on. Let's move on.
All right.
3 times a session. Let's go.
Yeah. Just get into combat here.
Leave him behind.
All right. This wolf's going to move up, and he's going to attack Hogak.
Hogak.
That is
Hogak back
a
attack.
Oh. Back attack Hogak.
14. Does 14 hit you?
No.
How does that work?
What's your armor class?
AC is 14,
14,
so it does
14.
hit.
Yeah, that will hit you. I'll
What?
roll damage again because it
Did
didn't
you
work.
level up your character?
No.
Yeah, I just added 2 AC every time I level.
You-
I'm
you-
like 30.
you will get bit for 9 damage.
It's a skill I picked. I'm gonna lose my villagers that I was gonna enslave. Damn it. It's hard to come by slaves when the wolves are killing them all.
You just need to find more halflings.
We got all
Yeah, well, they do half as much work. That's the problem.
Although I
think
think-
I think
That's all I'm hoping for,
Arda
is the
there,
old
whatever
guy.
his name is a little
God,
beastly
Rose,
man.
No help.
Go write these guys down too, actually.
Just like a little mini Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
I rolled very well for my.
I got your back, brother.
That's it from now on, hey brother.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into little Randy the
Macho
Macho
Man.
Man Randy
You're
Savage,
supposed to be
another
like
one
I am
that they
right
can
now,
kind of like
and
compete
I'm supposed to
over
be
our entertainment.
Back here.
Imagine.
Except for I'm
Just do a
not
bunch of like, we're just gonna get a bunch of beat tricks. Slap your subject.
This is my
I got you for
playing
3 rounds of playtime.
I'm gonna make you hurt.
Every video I can. It's like, am I
There's
doing this
nothing
road
better
trip?
than like late 80s, early 90s wrestling.
Rogues
God.
are kind of hard to play.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's like a little more. of a
Because like
difficult
you can
class.
watch the whole entire conversation and be like, I don't know what any of them said.
Like, that's
But it's
Pretty well all I'm doing, and I'm just stealing along.
Brother, what are you gonna do when the 24ers pythons get a hold of you, brother? I used to know a guy who actually professionally wrestled. He was like the professional heel. Like you never knew his name. He's just the guy who got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And he's like, you fucking nail Hulk
It's like me in
Hogan.
real life. Yeah. I should have got paid for it, I guess.
Right. That is.
Who's that unconscious guy? I don't know, he just showed up.
Was he unconscious when he got here?
No.
No,
I don't even remember him showing up.
Wow.
Speaking of being attacked by wild dogs, there was a ton of coyotes here yesterday. It's almost like I have a yard full of chickens.
How much of a prick am I going to be? I won't
The
be too much of a
biggest
prick.
one.
Well, the biggest one, and half of you would already be dead. Just start sending them all after one. All right. So roll one at her.
Wolves
that one
have
actually
a
missed.
stronger bite than bears.
I didn't.
Yeah. Now you do.
And
The more you know. Said wolves have stronger bites per pound than a bear does.
I know,
But a
I don't
wolf can't
want
tear
to
your head
get-
off with its claws.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be
It can't
bitten by
slap your
any
face.
creature in the woods, so I've just going on.
Out
that.
of everything in my entire life that scared the shit out of me, almost being eaten by a bear is number one.
How long have you been married?
Long enough that not very many things scare me anymore.
I was gonna say.
You've never woken up and figured out holding a knife or a top.
Yeah.
That takes the top of the list for me.
There's nothing more
Does
terrifying.
actually
There's,
happen?
there's nothing more terrifying than your wife tapping you on the chest
Oh, it
in
was
the
a
middle of
great
the night
alarm
and
clock.
looking right in your eye going, "Are you awake?" It's like, yeah.
No, it's when your kids are staring you in the face and they're like standing like this, and it's just like you just see like
That
hair.
was me as a kid.
Red
I
Yeah.
used to do that.
Or I remember waking up one night and my daughter was standing in the doorway, just like the shadow of her, and she's just standing like this, and I'm like,
Waiting
Did
for
she
your
say
wake
red
up.
rum?
I'm dead. What's it?
Did she say red rum?
No, she didn't say
She probably
anything
had
until
a
I was
nightmare
like,
or
I hope
something
that's my
stupid.
daughter. And
Had a
Um,
nightmare
Still
going on.
barely did.
Who's dying now?
she's gonna get knocked over. Give me a strength save,
it
please.
was probably along the lines of I peed my bed or something, but
5.
At least she told you.
Oh,
Lovely.
Literally, a wolf like jumps on your back, bites you, and rides you to
That's
the ground.
intense.
Probably a little excited.
Oh, yeah, I'm conflicted.
welcome
right
to the
now.
world of Pathfinder
I
Wolf.
I could
that
die.
Trip is an
So I just
ability.
wanted to go.
It's like the best thing in the world.
I got nothing.
Every time he bites you, you just fall over.
I got like nothing for you.
All right.
You're like
and-
Leonardo DiCaprio right now here,
Yeah.
but with a wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a relevant
It's close enough.
comparison. Yeah,
I'll take it.
you're slowed down because you have a giant spoon in
I'm
your
just glad
pocket.
I'm here to watch you guys die.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just
Well,
looking
thanks
at
for
this-
coming out. We didn't make it to your character before we TPK'd, but hey, we're all starting new characters with Karen.
Right. That's exciting.
And Don's like, that was a nice experiment. We won't do that again.
Honestly, my very first game when I DM'd, wolves were like the bane of the party's existence because they'd fight like a huge CR monster and like destroy it, then come out and get attacked by like 3 wolves when they're camping that night, and the wolves would decimate them. I don't know why. I just always like if I was gonna roll crits, it was for wolves.
Even or odd?
My first time DMing, I thought like 7 sea hags was appropriate for.
I remember
I instantly killed Troy, and I was like, some of the sea hags run away. I was like,
The fact that 7 sea hags were in one encounter is an amazing thing
Right.
at any level. Yeah.
Well, that was like.
it was a mistake.
You just
that-
walk
you
in
tried
an
to kill
AA
an
meeting,
meeting?
but it's
Yeah.
just sea hags.
I had
They were
a,
level like 4.
I had a group one time, and I'm like, oh, if I just throw, I roll random encounters, and I'm like, I'm going one column up from what they should be able to handle, and I come up with like. It's like 1d4 giant apes or something like that, or 1 giant ape, whatever it was, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm throwing in 1 more. So like I roll 2, and I'm like,
No, we
giving him
had- there was
3.
three,
There was
yeah.
3 to start,
There
and the
was-
first one looks at his character and basically throws a rock, and he's at like 2 hit points right away. I'm like,
I was
yeah,
pretty tanky.
he beats
Yeah,
on
he
his
was like
he
our-
beats on his chest. He doesn't think you're a threat anymore, and he walks away.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, how we-
If I was in that game, I'd be like, before we die, I want to know the story. Why are there 7 sea hags all in a group? Like, what is going on here that we just interrupted?
orgy.
There needs to be, okay. That's all. Yeah, just one word. There's a long story. Yeah.
long,
Crazy sex
long
party.
story, but all you need
I
to
guess it's
know.
actually kind of a short story.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how long they last.
Yeah.
Brego, what's your passive perception?
13, I think.
13.
It's low, yeah.
That was like the first time I played a Warforged.
And what's your armor class?
Like a robot.
15.
So it's
And
not
the very first
19
after the
then.
guy hit
It's
heat
definitely
metal.
not
And I was
19.
like,
Give me a
so you
strength
take
save,
16 damage. How
please.
much life do you have? 15? Oh, you're done.
Thank you.
12.
Didn't
12.
even get to use the character.
You hear a snarl and you feel hot breath on your back just before you feel this
Oh, yeah.
Before,
on
so
character.
at what point am I allowed to use cutting words?
You can use cutting words now if you would like.
Okay,
You can
'cause I
attempt
have
to do
it
that.
before I see what the roll is.
Yes, you have
right?
not seen the roll, so you can do
I'm
that.
going to use cutting words to kind of try to negate his attack roll, I
So,
guess.
so you can roll a decent. Well, you can roll a bardic inspiration dice and apply that against the attack roll.
1d6 against, right?
Yep.
So 2 against.
Yeah. It
Doesn't matter.
It
Okay.
doesn't. No.
That's alright.
And you will take. Plus. So you will take 10 points of damage, and you are prone with like a 200-pound wolf on your back.
Can I see that wolf?
I think you would hear between it and Brego hit
Would
the
you
ground.
say in your words that it's within 30 feet and I can see it?
I would not let you make a reaction on this turn.
Okay.
This is caught you pretty flat-footed. You're like working out, getting your feet wet, and suddenly your buddy who's right behind you is.
I have another question. Were we going into this after everything else rested from our last encounter, or no?
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are
because we
rested.
just came from our camp.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys camped out the night before.
Okay.
You slept under that massive pile of furs.
Yes.
Let's reload our last save point, and now we know the wolves are here. We'll
Right.
seek.
That's not fun.
That's how you beat games.
Nobody
Actually-
lives forever.
You're here.
I am.
You give me you will need a D20 and a D6.
Are you the sturdy person cutting down trees?
I am no. My character would not be doing anything that she wouldn't have to.
So go ahead and roll that D20 and that D6.
Yeah. Kindred spirits.
I get that.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
wait.
You're not doing
D6.
anything I don't have to?
I'm all screwed up. A D6 is a regular dice.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say.
Make a fantasy character. Just one that doesn't work.
12.
He just does whatever he
So,
wants.
all
all
right,
day.
so that's going to be
That's actually my
we're gonna
fantasy.
3 to that, so that's
Exactly.
going to be 15, which will hit.
If you could be anything,
So
what would you
he's
be?
going to hit this
Unemployed.
one for, and you said it was a 4?
Yep.
I don't need
Right.
to be wealthy. I just have just enough.
I don't need these, put these aside.
I just want to
Yeah,
read
just
books
pay
and
my
drink beer
mortgage
all
for
day.
it.
That's actually all I need. In a cabin away from everyone else.
Yeah.
Six,
There's this guy. It's like
Well,
people
and,
said to live a
go ahead and
healthy
do it
life
again.
and everything. He's like, I worked out every day for an hour, read 2 books a
20
week,
and
had
5.
sex 3 times a week, slept 8 hours a day.
Damn it,
He's
stand
like-
up.
Then it was all
There you go.
uprooted when they told me I was released and free to go. Used to have a healthy lifestyle.
And give me
I'm gonna go back to my rob a bank clan.
2 more.
In prison, it's a great
13
place.
and 5.
Everything you need to live.
All about perspective.
And 10 and
As long as you
6.
get someone to hold on your pocket, your gold, and
Yeah,
For
that'll
a
hit
lot
you.
of
actually.
people, it's an upgrade.
Yeah, a lot of people go to jail on purpose for that.
And Carla Mocha has a full degree in psychology.
I know.
I worked with a
All she
guy.
had to do was roll a little girl's head downstairs.
I worked with a guy a long time ago, and he's like, "Yeah, I think it's a joke. You go to jail, and your first night there, they make you eat steak with a spork." And the guy looks at him and is like, "You went to jail, and your first night you ate fucking steak."
Yeah.
this one
Yeah.
dark.
No, I don't care. One person to kill Carla Mocha. That's my one.
Uncle
Hands
Lou.
down.
Uncle Lou.
Uncle
It's
Lou.
like, she deserves a degree in honor, like a degree in psychology. She's fucked up more people. Just the dark side of it.
Yeah.
Terrible person. But you know what? She tattled on her husband, so good thing she's free. Apparently she's moving to Kitchener.
Oh, I'd like
And give me 2 more of those rolls, ma'am.
Man,
Ma'am.
4 and 3. So I'm guessing we
no,
finally
that's-
have
that
one
one's
that
good.
Where
That
did
one's
you
gonna
come
miss.
from? Like, are you in the group?
No, she's just rolling for NPCs.
Oh. I was like,
I'm
I don't remember.
participating.
She's
Oh,
she's
okay.
just like this invisible spirit working.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
amongst them.
understand where your character just showed up and started killing
I
wolves.
figured since she's here, instead of having her just sit there, she can at least roll some
she's
dice.
the
so.
goddess of bad fortune.
You're the wolf. Oh, what a twist.
Yes, you didn't see that coming. She's the direwolf that's about to eat Brego. And Hogak, you are prone.
You know
So
what
you
makes
use
it
half
even
your
more
movement to stand
humiliating?
to get
You
back on your
spent
feet,
an hour painting her mini.
if that's what you want to do.
Well, the wolf is still in the back, right?
He's not holding you
He
down.
painted
You can
yours
kind
too,
of
by
like
the way.
shrug him off
He's like,
and stand up.
I was like, pick
You've
anything
been
you
knocked
want,
prone,
paint it,
but-
and then he picks
Okay.
one out and he's painting it up. And
Where is it?
Well,
It's
It's
actually
close.
downstairs. I'll have to go get it. I was
He
like-
might need to make a
I
strength
was
save
like,
to
I was like,
stand
oh,
up,
you
but
like
you're
that one?
okay.
And he's like, yeah, it kind of looks a lot like Hogak. And I was like, well, it's Brego.
yes. Yeah, back to what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to stand up and square off the wolf that jumped on my back.
Tickle it. Dogs love that.
Tickle it. I was
Tickle
gonna-
it.
Scratch behind the ears
Tickle
is
it.
nice.
Yeah, right behind the ears or like in there, like in the sides.
I was going to start licking it and spitting on it.
Oh, well.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean, you
wet
could.
hog.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not doing that now? I'm sorry.
No.
This is why your character always gets attacked first. Yeah. Even the dog sense it and is like, that guy needs to die.
Oh, yeah, I'm
We
going
got no beef with the rest of you, but that one, he's got to go.
He's got some issues.
Yeah, the goats told us. We know.
Brego has written 3 songs about you, and they're
All
all
right.
dirty jokes.
So sorry, what are you doing, Brego?
Yeah. They're all warnings. to
Sorry,
people.
Hogak.
I'm going to pull my rapier and take a stab at the wolf.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
You know what?
Attack roll.
roll.
Your d20.
Good thing it's a wolf.
Yep. That's 5 plus what?
5 plus your attack modifier of 5, so 10.
10.
10 is a near miss. Any bonus actions? You can disengage and back away from it if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to disengage
Cool.
and get away now.
You can
It's
go ahead.
17 or 16?
Yeah, 17.
No. Rookie numbers.
Yeah, this is from the guy who rolled so badly that all of your stats were literally just given.
I
Like
actually still have them written down here too.
they were tragic.
Oh no, those are my good ones.
I've never seen anyone roll d6s that poorly before.
I wasn't lying.
Yes. You very much could have been a gnome in someone's pocket.
Yes. I would have killed myself. Would have been like one of those like, please kill me. You find his crippled body in the ditch. That's how my characters.
Yeah, I'm going to have that there. That's fine.
Okay, and Ulfar,
Ulfar,
you've just heard Brego kind of grunt, scream, whatever noise he makes as he's been kind of plowed into the ground.
Do I? Okay, so I'll turn around and be like, oh, nothing to see here, and then I'll turn around and keep walking towards
Right.
the woods.
Better jump over the stream.
Yeah. Oh shit! Get away while he's eating them. Is this the wolf that's attacking him? Is it the biggest wolf in the pack?
It is the biggest looking wolf in the pack.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. All right, so I will make my 2 attacks. So main hand is a natural 1, and my offhand is a natural 20.
Nice.
So at least I did something.
So on the one hand, you instantly slay the dire wolf. On the other hand, you just killed Brego.
So 10.
Oh,
So
shit.
I do 14 damage with my battle axe.
Okay.
I'm gonna use actions,
Sure.
and I will. I can't use both weapons on that, right? Did we decide that?
Yeah,
Because
because
it's a bonus.
your offhand is a bonus action.
No, unless you sleep on
All right, that's a. That is a whatever 13.
13 to
And if
hit.
a 13 hits, I'm going to use my fire rune to shackle it for another
A
2d6.
13 does not hit.
Well, good thing I hit it
I
with
just,
the only
I just,
weapon that
I
I
just,
can't
I
use
just
any
want
abilities on.
confirmation that I'm not cheating.
It's okay. I
Is
believe you.
Nobody
I'm
thinks
sorry,
you're
was that
cheating.
13?
Nobody thinks
Yeah.
you're cheating, Don.
The DM technically can't cheat, so
True.
you invent the world as you go. So,
Yes.
It doesn't
The
matter
dire wolf
that you're
is
upset
wearing-
with us today.
the
That's
di-
fine.
The dire wolf is wearing
so
plate
do
mail.
I need to hit? If I put a rune on a weapon, that's the weapon that needs to hit to set the rune off. I can't hit with any weapon and use the rune, right? Or it doesn't matter because technically I could even put it on my armor. Because it just says the rune's magic channels the mass. So basically, In addition, when you hit a creature with an attack using a weapon, you can invoke the rune. So I hit him once.
Give me 1 second.
But it
The
technically...
data mixed concrete. What the fuck is going on over there?
Sheets.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking. It's fine. I feel like that with my dryer when I'm trying to watch TV. It's like, what are we drying?
There's no cat or
Are the
children
kids
in,
in there?
Going to
Oh,
the
what's
moon.
what's your cat's name? The gray one?
I don't know.
Okay.
Cat.
That's actually what they call it. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Have you seen I Don't
It had
Know?
a name, and then my daughter changed it to Rosie. So
Rosie,
she names
yeah.
everything Rosie.
Oh, that's
everything.
okay. That makes it easy.
Yeah. Rosie's a thing, so
Rosie seems nice.
she's the mean one. The other one had fleas, I guess. Even though we flea treated it, still managed to get fleas.
It had fleas? What happened to
Are
it?
they outdoor cats?
No, that one isn't, and the other one is literally just a homeless cat that
Is
showed
it the
up.
orange cat?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, he let me pet him.
It does
he's
say
the nice one.
It does say a weapon, not the weapon. So presumably you could have it inscribed in a necklace or armor, and it would still do that.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's just
kind of my thought. So, if you'll allow it, then I will use my fire rune to shackle the wolf and restrain it.
I will allow you to attempt that.
Restrain it on top of Brego.
So it gets yeah. Brego, the wolf falls down on you.
I'm fine with that.
So, you
Now
need
you
to
got it.
make a
What's your DC?
strength check of 13. Oh god, it's so bad. So bad.
That's a 19 on the die.
Sorry, Brego, you're gonna die. I'm trying everything I got here. Alright, well, I hit it once.
I knew I shouldn't come out in the woods.
Roll damage though, because
It
it takes
still does the damage,
It still
but
does the
doesn't
damage.
restrain it.
You're
Yeah.
dying in the cold.
9 more
That's
damage.
true.
Yeah.
Brego,
You're
yeah.
dying
You're
in the
dying in
hot
cold,
breath
you
of a
don't
wolf.
feel it, though.
No, I think you do.
Well, you
Alright.
know.
That is the end of my turn. I've used literally all my abilities.
There
But I
you
will
go.
say, as soon as I can use a reaction, I'll use a reaction.
Okay.
Realistically, for where our guys are living, you feel nothing. You're just
So-
perfectly numb.
Brego, let's go.
Brego finally gets to a warm spot and dies.
Brego, I will let you give me a strength or dexterity save, or an acrobatics or athletics check to see if
Oh.
you can free yourself from being pinned under this thing.
I have to wait for
You
that.
can still kind of roll over and attack it, but you are prone at the moment. So if you want to kind of get out from under it, then
16.
you manage to get
Break
it
free.
from underneath it, and you can stand up if you would like.
I would like. Yes.
I like it very much. Now we got it cornered. Good thing I've used all my abilities and missed them all.
So you have your standard actions.
I can do
and
my
yeah,
action
you
now?
you can do the rest. I'll give you that
So,
just as a freebie.
So I think that the wolf that was on me, which is
The dire
This
wolf.
blue
the
one.
dire
It's
wolf,
the big,
okay.
yeah.
I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'm just gonna tell him he's kind of a weakling. I don't understand why he couldn't hold me down.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with you? Why you couldn't even manage this?
Look at me. I'm a piece of shit. You couldn't even handle it. I'm so weak. I'm disgusted with myself and you.
Like a 7-year-old girl here, and you couldn't.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw. 14 only.
Right.
Could
That one doesn't require that they'd understand you or anything,
Best
does it?
comedians in their one.
I don't
make
think
fun
so,
of
no.
themselves first.
I think there is one of those I thought that did.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
No, that's not it. Just has to be able to hear. Okay, so it gets a wisdom save. What's your DC?
It's 14.
14. And where did that go?
It's super weird that my
It will fail.
DC is based
So
on my
3d6 psychic
constitution.
damage. So
But I guess that makes sense.
d6. Can I borrow a d6?
Sure. That's the lucky one. Nope, it wasn't.
11.
11's not bad.
And then must immediately use its reaction and move as far as its speed will allow away from me.
Can I take attack of opportunity?
I'm trying to think of exactly what. Well, I guess you just attacked it, so presumably you're standing pretty much on it. Sure.
Oh! 17 plus 6. That's
That'll-
gotta hit
That'll
something.
hit.
What's a D8 look like again? Yeah, that's the one. 8. That is, what? 8 and 4. So whatever that adds up
12.
to. Yeah, sure.
Damn math.
Yeah, I
Wow,
know.
Brandon.
I didn't join the army. I didn't join the army
Sorry,
because I got a
Brandon.
math degree.
I don't know if he's listening anymore.
Yeah, well, he'll hear it someday.
All right, it is. It's looking pretty beat up. It's showing a couple of pretty severe gashes, and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's out like there
I'm supposed
someplace.
to kill it way out there.
The gashes are all relative in the Once Ladies Fjord.
Yeah. There's only one real gash here. I think we all know we're standing in it. Welcome to Letterkenny,
Sorry,
everyone.
Dad. I'm not sure where you thought this was going to go, but
No, you
Just
know,
bat.
I'll be honest. I didn't start drawing it out in any particular way on purpose. It was like,
White fell down
Really?
with her wrist. You should see the size of gash on her.
well, come on, there'd have been a nice semicircle right there, and another.
you're not allowed to make semicircles anymore.
We did the perfect one once, and
Yeah, you don't catch lightning twice.
no. All right. So dissonant whispers is over. It can run back at you now, right? Or it can.
It can try.
It can
yes.
do something.
Yeah, that doesn't last for long.
All right. Let's see. Let's go for. Do you have 2d4? Do you need a
one
d4?
D4.
Yeah, have another d4. I want to roll some d20s, and I'll let you know if we need you to roll a. All right. So let's have. Which one? This is the one that was attacking you?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna come up at you,
You'll
and
have to get to another
I
town.
got hung up.
We should probably buy a healing potion.
Roll me
we
2d4,
have
please.
no healers.
Well, we have money now to do it, but we didn't have money last time.
5. You'll take 5 damage, and give me another strength save.
13.
13 makes
Playing
it.
on hardcore
You take
mode.
5 damage.
No healer, no healing potion.
No potions. No
Let's
save
have
points. Nothing.
curse.
You
Give
died
me
because you deserved it.
6.
6. Where did we go here?
Apparently I'm rolling simply. I apologize.
Just keep it up when you're on the other team. Jerk.
No.
Yeah. Thanks for coming
And
out and
again?
doing us. Appreciate it. Definitely want you to come back now. Just wipe the team.
And,
Well,
and
see you
again,
later,
please.
boys. That was a great
4.
game. I've never rolled so many 20s in my whole life.
I just want to say, 4 boys can have a good time for 8 weeks and bite 1 girl.
Ruined.
Makes a comment about being the alpha male. Beats the shit out of all of us. Just to prove it. Yeah.
We don't blame you, Karen. It's all Don's fault.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I did.
Roll me a d8, please.
Blame the witch.
I mean, I blame Don for the fall of the Ottoman Empire, so, I mean, really.
7.
Jesus. I mean, I can believe it. But
Yeah,
goddamn.
it's like literally everything is Don's fault somehow.
You know what? That's what I believe most of my life.
There's therapy for that.
Yeah.
Is there though?
There's no
Where do you-
therapy
where do
for
you-
killing your therapist, though.
Where do you think where do you think I heard it from?
There is
Therapy's
what it
not
is.
real.
If you could just go to therapy and not feel like they were treating you like a 3-year-old.
You're going to a bad therapist then.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got like all their numbers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they work. That's why I keep having to get new ones.
I don't know. I feel like maybe I just don't need one.
Hey, you know what?
You know what? You don't have to.
You know what the
No
first?
one here is making you.
Your armor class is higher than 15.
It is a 16.
Just.
Perfect.
Woo!
That will miss you.
This
I am
is my
curious,
therapy
though.
right now.
You know what? I was afraid that if you got a therapy and fixed your problems, I would just have to always think of you as a quitter,
Yeah.
and I don't like quitters.
Yeah.
So really, then I'd have no respect.
On that subject, Hogak. Speaking of counseling,
Where are you driving at with
I think you know.
Yeah,
I know.
there is. They can't counsel. You know, the counselor sees you and says, "If you admit to illegal things, I'm gonna have to tell the police." And you're like, "Oh, this is why I stopped seeing counselors." Yeah,
Thanks for your time.
that's Hogak's character.
So do I still owe you for the
I
whole
can't-
hour, or do I just pay you for like the 30
I
seconds it
can't
took you to tell me
say
that?
what my problem is because I'm gonna go to jail.
Right.
that? I can tell you I like it though.
It's not a problem until you say it out loud.
Exactly. So I'm going to disengage and
Okay.
just move this far away.
Just
Don't
that
do
far
that.
away?
Oh.
What?
You're behind the rust monster now. That seems cowardly.
Hey.
Well, that rust monster's not to scale.
It's like the
He's not
size of
behind the
a,
rust.
of a puppy.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to cast Entangle on this one here for a 20-foot range.
Okay, cool. It's been a while since I've had to do
Somebody
it.
read his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody read his character profile. We're proud of you.
2 weeks ago, we didn't know we were supposed to like add modifiers.
Oh, no.
You just rolled a d20.
Right.
Man, for a rogue,
He's been
for a rogue,
sandbagging it.
Yeah, you hit terrible.
I was concerned. I said to John, I was like, I only played in-person D&D like twice. Like, I'm like, I'm not gonna know what to add.
Twice?
Because, well, the computer's always done it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we played even when we played with Don.
Yeah, we still played on the computer.
I still use my
Okay, so
phone.
it is a 20-foot square,
Brandon said
starting
you should put
from
it
a
on your phone,
point,
and I
so
was like,
you
but
can
then I'll
kind of
just be on my phone all
define.
night.
Okay, well
Not
then
me.
I want to get
I'm an old
these two,
timer.
and
Wrote
if I
it out.
can, that one.
Yeah.
My
so you
DM
kinda
would be
go
like, if 3/4 of the party wasn't down,
up, yeah.
then it wasn't too easy.
Go
I don't care if it gets to
10,
It's like,
15,
yeah, I'm going too easy on you guys.
go
You
over
guys
here a
all
little bit, maybe
survived.
20, and then
I'm okay today
5,
because I printed out my
10,
fresh character sheet today.
Kind of
Yeah.
effect.
But last week I was like using
Like
my
an area
phone
like
because it was
this.
like
You got a couple of
Old.
townspeople in
Yeah.
there, but
I don't care about
know
that.
what.
Yeah.
I laminate. I
Looking to
write
slow
down the
everybody else
permanent
down.
information, then
Fair
laminate,
enough.
and then I
Not
can
get
write
hit
over
anymore.
it.
and that is
When
your
you-
turn.
When you do that.
Yeah,
You
no,
do still have some movement left. You can use the rest of your movement if you
I did
want.
that
It's up to you.
That's how
At
I've always
that
done it.
Yes.
Point,
I realized you had a good idea once.
I'm
Just
gonna
when do you
move-
usually initiate that?
I have a
Should
whole
go to
binder
there
of
then.
laminating my sheets, okay, guys? I swear.
Okay.
People,
All right. Ulfar,
I'm leaving.
This is why I have our.
All right, my turn again, huh?
your turn again.
Let's miss. All right, well, I might as well make my attack. On the... Never mind. All right, so that is a 19. And a 19. Oh, I still moved it to a 4. All right, so my offhand misses.
Okay.
Alright, so that is going to be... that's definitely not the dice I want. Where'd you go? There it is. I'm a mess. Oh man, that sucks. 6 damage.
6 damage is exactly enough. And this huge slavering.
It doesn't matter
slavering-
because they're just gonna be like, remember that time you dropped your sword?
Yeah, right. This huge beastly thing.
Alright, I'm going to vault its dead body like I do with all things and make my movement. Oops. No, I actually didn't mean to do that. Sorry, I didn't actually mean to drop it.
Like all
I
things.
was gonna say, are you actually trying to like jump over in the middle of everybody?
Nope, I am going to head in and continue my engagement.
All right.
And I'm going to rage.
Wow, that's some underworld shit right there.
Yeah. That is the end of my turn, I guess. I don't have
It sounds like it's probably about the end of your turn. You attack, movement.
Actually,
you
just
move up,
because
right?
I'm super badass, I'm going to use my giant might,
Okay.
and I'm going to turn into a giant.
And you turn into a giant.
Just because I want these people to be like horrified of me when I'm done. Like they're going to be like, we're just going to do whatever he says.
It's not
The dude turned into a giant.
It's not because you're not on the lunch lady.
No. Nothing's giant inside the lunch lady.
You have a lot of cool shit, eh? I'm good at making people like me, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you look like this, but I mean it's the right size anyway.
Well, I actually have a giant
That's
downstairs.
pretty similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks good.
It's cool. It's
That's the end of my turn.
I like
All
the
right.
look
I
of
remember
your
this
hat.
guy.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, he
That's
stood in.
him.
He stood in for our ogre last time. Yes. All right, Brego. It is your turn.
Well, we got left here.
You see as like presumably you're gonna kind of look around. There's barking and howling and screaming and fighting all around you. You see a number of the refugees that are, yeah, you're not that big. You see a number of the
Pretty close,
refugees
though.
that are with you
There. That's me.
that have been injured. One or two of them I've been rolling I didn't roll last time, but one or two of them are probably knocked down and being attacked. The wolf pack is looking a little bit haggard, but other than the massive one that
So he was. None of the rest of them look like they're anything special other than the one that we already took down? Like they're just
Give me
regular?
I'll give you a perception check as a free action.
I'd have glued him to his base hit. We're eventually gonna have to fight.
9.
Okay. Yeah, they all.
They
You
were
don't know anything in particular.
pretty similar. Okay.
He's got like, if you look at his back, he's got like just half of a belt tied to his belt. He's got like anchors, and that's a person's shield.
All right. I think I'll just
Gotcha.
Yeah.
the one that is closest to me.
Picking up a lot of. We're going to get.
I'm just gonna use vicious mockery on.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say, like your biggest friend, your biggest brother that was here. We put him down in a heartbeat. What chance do you have, you measly little piglet?
So that's a wisdom save.
Yeah.
It is failed its wisdom save.
Okay. 1d4 psychic damage.
Yep. So go ahead and roll that up.
Okay.
And then we'll do damage first, and then.
Should I choke a wolf out with my bare hands? That'd be pretty cool.
2.
There'd be something cool with that.
And then it has disadvantage on
Are
its
you
next
using
attack roll.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna hurl one. Just for fun.
Fair enough.
roll
And
off the
then it is
That's my count, guys.
me.
I could use it as an improvised weapon.
Which one was
Swing
that
it on
on?
the tail.
This one?
Oh, which one were you?
Wait.
I think you were aiming at this one.
Yep, that's fine.
Yep, okay.
I was asking you.
Cuckoo.
They all look the same to me.
No. Tie
All right.
their tails together.
Madam Roller, have you your d4s ready?
Wolf chucks.
I sure do.
All right, we're gonna
Call
do.
me
That's in that one. You won't need it on that one.
Wolf chuck.
You may never meet him,
Although,
Could wolf
but I
chuck
love
chuck
to
a wolf,
damage
could
you.
wolf chuck a wolf.
right? They'll get there. Tell you what. This is a fun special one. You get to roll 4 of them.
Oh, that sounds great. So special for us.
What is this for?
2,
10.
5 to 10.
Not the shield maiden. Now I'm gonna.
Actually, which one is that?
Nobody kills shield maidens on my watch. Nobody.
You know what? I think this is why it's important to paint the minis. I just have no feeling for the gray people.
Yeah, they're so gloomy and just yeah.
Right.
It's like, oh well, she's got.
When you paint
Because
something for
they-
8 hours and then
because
it
they
dies,
look
you're like, that sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's because they look cool, isn't it?
And entangle that's a strength save against your DC, right?
Are you actually playing a character?
She actually is.
Okay.
I wrote it all out by hand.
What's your spell save DC?
Feels bad.
So it's 8 plus 2 for your
Do you have
proficiency
a miniature?
modifier. What's your wisdom?
Oh, okay,
Wisdom's
perfect.
+3.
Plus 3. Okay, so you're 13. And that's a 12. So you see this wolf kind of trying to bound at you, but you see these vines kind of wrapped around it, keeping it from moving.
Inappropriate.
Yeah.
No, very appropriate for my character.
It's
No, it's still inappropriate for your character. No matter how many times you say it, it doesn't become more appropriate.
no matter how used to it he is, it's still inappropriate.
Yeah.
No,
It's not role playing when you base your character on yourself.
Now to be fair, while you might not, while your characters might not, smile on some of his at least hinted at proclivities, I don't think it's actually illegal in Viking culture. I mean,
Dog fucker.
I'm not sure it'd be quite as bad as the Greeks. Like, those people had legends about everything fucking
It doesn't mean we have to
everything,
support it.
Yeah.
but- No,
yeah.
absolutely not.
Doesn't mean
just
you're
gotta-
buying him peanut butter.
Yeah. That's what he's been.
Hogak invented peanut butter.
Yeah. Because the dogs were complaining.
Oh, man.
Oh no, there was plenty, but they didn't.
Ew.
And
Onward.
Yeah. Once again, let's continue on with this battle
Yeah.
before it degrades into a weird part of the internet I never want to go back to.
I live there.
Yeah, I know.
Come on now, you say it like it's a bad thing.
The people on the dark web are like, don't go there.
Don't bring him.
Too dark. The too dark
oh,
web.
that's you there.
Dark web, just weird.
I'm gonna Schwarzenegger these two dogs and just smash their heads together and knock them out. That's the
You
plan.
see
What's Arda doing?
one
Has
of
he
these.
done anything?
You see one of Arda is basically.
Is it a werewolf?
Arda's basically taking care of
You
the
don't want
rust
people to know
monster.
that.
Oh no!
You
I'm desperately wanting
you
to
watch
try it.
this gray wolf that didn't seem. Who was it? Brego looked to see if there was anything odd about it. This looked just like a regular wolf, maybe slightly bigger than a couple of the others. But you watch its form kind of twist and turn, as it begins to stand up
Fuck
like
yeah,
a
we're
man.
fighting werewolf cults, boys. This just got way cooler. I need that sweet, sweet resistance.
And Hogak, it's you.
What is all around that one? Yeah. So I use my second spell slot and ice knife at that wolf there. It should hit that one on the
Okay.
damage.
Ice knife's good.
Yep.
So give me that's an attack roll, right? Ice knife.
I think so, yeah.
You should tell him what spell
I didn't
slot
pull
you're
it
on
out.
every time.
That's good.
You should don't tell him what spell slot you're on every time. If he doesn't keep track, he doesn't keep track.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Unlimited spells. Yeah. Unlimited
your
power.
Ice knife. So yes, give me a ranged spell attack.
15, and I add what to that?
Thir-
Attacks,
13? 13 will hit anyway.
Okay. Well, I got 15.
Sorry, finish that one.
What's your wisdom?
Plus 3. So that would be 18.
Yeah, so I was gonna say you'd add your when you're making an attack with a spell,
Yes.
it's whatever you roll plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier.
So it's actually like 20 something.
So if you rolled 13,
I
you're
rolled-
adding
You rolled 15.
Yeah.
you rolled 50, yeah, so that's a 20.
Okay.
Yeah, so that barely
good.
hits.
That's good.
Yeah. Roll a d10. And you're aiming at the brown one that's been attacking you.
Yes. Because it's not my friend. This one.
Oh. This is brown.
Come on. I'm colorblind. It's because he's been biting me in the wrong places.
Take him into brown
Oh.
town.
That's right.
6.
Throw it over there.
And then there's like the
11.
base damage with it. too,
Yes.
right?
So everything within 5 feet. Yeah, you hit that other one. I'll give it to. So dex save, and that'll be against your spell save, which
Dex
is.
save is the most commonly used save in the entire game.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll 2d6 for me.
My character action is good
That's
dexterity.
why you get good dexterity and fire resistance. And
12.
Unstoppable.
Holy fuck. Oh, and it would take that too, wouldn't it?
And pretty much.
Because it's every
Dexterity and
creature.
charisma and almost nothing else. Oh,
The target and each creature, so we'll roll on for
I
him as
rolled
well.
really good when I started my character.
I mean, you're a bard. It's
Another
basically-
12.
Yeah,
Is it dead?
that's my.
Yeah, I know.
They are actually
Probably be a better
I
fighter.
rolled it twice.
Yeah.
both dead.
I rolled it at home, and then I was like, I don't know, that seems like a lot. And then I rolled it again here.
I've done my part, guys. That werewolf's up to you.
At the end of the werewolf's turn, I'm going to. I don't want
wait,
it.
I have a bonus.
Kind of don't
I
want
still have a bonus action, right?
You have a bonus action. You can
I can move.
you can
and-
hide, disengage, or
Well, I'm not engaged with anything.
no, you don't need to disengage.
Can
So
I,
you
as
still
a
have
reaction
movement.
for the wolf's turn, do my stone rune?
Sure. What is
Just
your
needs to
stone rune
make
thing?
a wisdom save or be charmed.
Okay.
Or, well, I hate how they call it charmed, but then they
Yeah,
clearly
I know
say
it-
it's incapacitated and asleep,
I'm gonna go
which
I,
is not
I
charmed.
know what you mean. So it's a wisdom
It's
save.
super annoying. Yeah, 13.
13.
This one.
Yep. You got him.
So I'll just put the one in front of me asleep while that's fighting those two guys.
So you're so on the end of the werewolves, and so you're hitting that one. Okay.
Yeah, on the end of the wolf's turn, I'll hit the one right in front of me and put him to sleep.
Got it. Okay.
And that's just my reaction. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So these guys are dead.
You're done?
Dead?
I'm done. I just
Yes,
did
those
a
are
quick
dead.
little.
Yeah, those guys are
Can I
dead.
move them? No. Okay.
Just leave them there, and then we know they're dead.
How do we know that guy's asleep? That's all I'm wondering.
He's got
gotta
little,
remember
he's got
that
little
one
Zeds coming up over his head.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He's
That's why we
snoring.
video game this.
Okay.
Yeah.
My turn after his, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to move past him since he's asleep, and I thought about it for a long time. And I'm going to very happily mono a mono engage this werewolf.
Okay.
I'll take a couple swings at it first.
I like the
With
thing
my-
that's following.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Is my weapon considered magical?
Are you asking that as a player or as your character?
Well, I'm asking like, does the rune make?
You don't know. Try it.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Well, I better because it's
you would actually know this. Let's see.
like. What are you doing? Stepping on my dice. Huh?
Let's see.
That's more for just for you. I don't care. I'm still gonna attack it.
Sure.
We'll say main hand is not good. That's only a 11.
That's not good. Watch out. Oh, your dad's not doing very good.
That one hit to an 18. So. The second one is a 12. So I missed both.
Nice. That means I don't even need to look any of this up. It's just irrelevant.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
My daddy helped me.
Good thing I have all that extra damage that I can use when
as far as I can tell, it does not make the weapon. I don't see anything about it making a weapon magic, which kind of balances. Because what's that?
I said, can I grapple him?
You could if you didn't just make attack.
Well, can I just retcon those?
Right. I'd like to just change everything I just did and do something different instead. And roll freshly for it. Ooh, instead of attacking it with two hands, can I attack it with two hands? I just want to re-roll stuff till I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as fun when I miss.
Right.
This game is about having fun. So that's all I gotta say.
Yes.
Well, anyway, that's the end of my turn because I suck. So good thing I'm a giant and I suck. So everyone can
Yes,
see
you
it.
are huge.
But
and
I'm
suck.
fighting a werewolf, guys.
You could
It's a big
suck or you
deal.
could giantly suck.
Yeah.
All right, Brego, it is your turn.
Okay. Don't suck.
Brego is not inspired.
We cannot afford to suck that much.
Alright, so I am going to look
Me not to.
at the big dude here that is obviously
Don't
the
go there,
threat of the
girlfriend.
party. And I'm going to try to cast Tasha's Hidden Slip Laughter on him.
That's a wisdom save.
It is.
All the wisdom saves. The one thing wolves are good at, it's wisdom saves.
What's your DC?
14.
That is a 14 on the die, which is in fact a 14. So it will make the save. He does not think you're funny.
That's it. That's just nothing that, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Right.
So,
Let's.
would have been great if it had worked.
All right. Well, let's do a little bit of this.
There's not much point in me trying to hit somebody. Yeah.
Ouch. All right. So.
Somebody thinks it's funny.
Some people giggle at everything.
Your armor class, Ulfar, is
16.
16. So a nat 20 definitely hits you, and a 19 would hit you as well.
But since I'm a giant, I resist it all.
No, actually.
Did he bite me?
He has done both.
Don will only use claw attacks on me.
Right, right. He bites you, but there's no saliva on it. Like dries it off, or like mouthwash, then bites.
Yeah.
No. Give me 4d4, please, if you still have all those d4s.
Oh, D4s. Wow. Nothing strikes fear in the heart of a man like D4s.
13.
Oh gosh.
So that's 15 points of damage.
15 points?
15 points.
Well, that's fine. I still have all my life.
And do you have a d8?
I do.
Roll me a
You have
d8.
actually.
I have 30.
Left?
7.
7.
Only 30
So,
people.
and another 9.
Okay, so that's 10. Yeah.
Yep. And
24?
that's
What you just said?
You add your other stuff.
15 and 9 is definitely 24.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So you take
Yeah, cool, cool,
you take that in damage and give me a con save.
Cool.
Alright there, Jake.
Can I choose to fail a con save?
You can. You might not enjoy it as much as
I
you
rolled
think.
3 anyway, so I choose to fail.
There you go. There you go.
I rolled a 3 on my con save.
And you probably don't have a +9 to it.
I unfortunately don't have a 9. No.
Fair enough. All right.
That's syphilis.
I can help with that.
Yeah.
It's actually the clap.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But he can help you with
Don't
that.
get to choose.
Yeah.
You don't get to choose your STD. I choose that.
All right.
Don't take the power away from the DM.
Oh, You were DMing that? I'll turn.
No.
Are you still up?
I thought you mentioned.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got tons of health. Oh, look at God, you need to kill it.
Okay, so does
Okay,
my
so-
perception see that he's almost dead?
You
I'm
can probably see him.
Dying on a giant scale.
He's pretty big. You see this freakish looking man wolf thing
Would I
kind
even-
of tear into
Would
him.
I even know that he's like on our side? Like we've never seen anything like this.
I look like me, except slightly bigger.
Yeah,
I mean, if I just got an extra 1.5 feet taller, you wouldn't just be like, stab him to
What?
death.
To be honest, I didn't like it that much before. It's just like bigger and grosser.
You can smell him a lot more now.
Yeah,
Yeah, like-
Okay.
like his armpits are like fucking this big now.
There's been a lot of crazy shit going on the last 2 weeks. It's like
My
everybody-
clothes don't grow with
You're
me
changing
that
into
Hogak.
animals.
Yeah.
He's growing.
See, this is the thing. Like, if we were just rolling dice, we'd fucking be done this like 40 minutes ago. But no, we're gonna do.
Oh yeah, that's the fun.
I know. I know.
You said don't go too fast. Let's just take this game slow.
I know.
So we are.
Alright, I'm gonna pull up my short bow and I can. The
6 months
werewolf's
later,
gonna-
You
Karen's
can
character
see
makes
the
it into
werewolf,
game.
Yeah. Do I-
Pew pew?
3
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot. Do I get the sneak attack bonus? Because it's kind of engaged with him.
I'll give you advantage on the attack. It's certainly not paying any attention to you from where you are.
3.
But
You have advantage, so you can roll again.
Nope. That's another 3.
Okay,
Yep.
fair enough.
Yeah, this is when we TPK. It's our fault now.
Yeah, like to
I
roll
tried.
to roll once is an accident. To roll twice just looks careless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ulfar,
Oh, it's my turn already.
it is your turn
So
already.
I'm gonna heal myself.
I tried.
What?
With, second wind.
Seems ridiculous.
It does sound ridiculous. I hope I roll a 10. 7. Okay, so 7 plus
Plus your con mod?
3. So 10. So I'm at 14. So that's almost half health. Alright, I gotta really hit this thing a lot. Okay, so let's say my white is... doesn't matter, actually. Oh, good lord. Oh, I rolled the exact same thing. A 5 and an 8. Again.
That's awesome.
That's what I rolled
like,
last
the
time.
total? Like it's
Like I rolled a 5 and no. I rolled, so that would be a plus 6, so 11 and yeah, whatever she said. 14.
Okay.
14 hit.
14 does hit.
Good enough.
You bring.
Look at his eyes light up.
So as you bring your grandfather's, I'm assuming you're like, what are you, sword and battle axe right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you bring your grandfather's sword along, it kind of glints off of the. What is he wearing for armor? I should know this.
Hair.
Meh. Yeah. It basically.
Pectoral muscles.
Yes. It kind of like skins off of the surface of its skin. You get a pretty solid hit, you think, with the axe, but it doesn't bite in at all.
So I should roll damage and then just ignore it.
You should roll damage, and then I can tell you how
It's
it
a good thing
looks
I get an
completely
extra-
unaffected.
Again, I get an extra D6 on it too because I'm a giant. Then I'm gonna say, well, I should have grappled them instead. So can I retcon? All right, now I'm at 14 health now. So good thing we bought those healing potions, guys.
Yes, that's you guys always stocking up on healing potions as you go. All right, Brego.
How far can I throw a werewolf?
He's shaking his thermos, wondering
To save your life.
how far he can walk away. No. Okay. All right.
Just gonna throw it out there, guys. We can't kill a werewolf. Not to
I-
metagame or anything.
I think I'm gonna try to do the same thing again.
This is where Karen's character comes in with a
I'm
magic
gonna
bow.
do my
Werewolf
hideous
sling.
laughter on the
No, I
werewolf
have a
guy.
sword.
Sure.
We're gonna
Magical
try
sword?
again.
Yeah,
Werewolf sling.
but I don't think it's anywhere near here.
It's gonna make the save again.
So waste a turn.
Karen finds
Right.
all dead bodies and loots them. She's now the most powerful
right.
adventurer.
All right. As the rest of your group goes, another wolf will drop, and
They should have basically.
you will see your opponent look around, see his fallen pack, and he will.
That's DM magic.
Can I grapple him as he tries to run away?
No, leave it.
What?
Leave it. I'm not even in this party, and I'm saying leave it.
I'm
Voice
joking.
off in the background. Just don't do it. Don't swing.
I'm a chaotic
Actually,
player.
Karen, come here.
Yes. The
Nothing like the DM who throws a resistant to non-magical weapons at a non-magical party.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
no, you're right,
Yeah, demon
right.
magic. Okay, that's fair.
Sometimes. Not in this case.
He's going to get his friends.
Maybe.
There's only 6 more.
That's okay. They won't kill me. I'm already a werewolf. As they eat me.
Yeah, he's never smart. So he'll continue to attack and he'll miss. And as their townspeople, and everybody will kind of rally. I'm not going to move everybody, but and Hogak.
So it's just this one here. That's.
Oh, by the way, you can attack of opportunity as it flees if you want. You're within range of it.
Sure.
I mean, if you want,
I hit it.
Finally.
19.
19.
You want me to roll damage?
Uh,
Let's just see how much damage I could have done.
sure.
Not that much. I've rolled more of just my regular dice.
As you take as this thing turns, you kind of get a quick swing in with your grandfather's sword, and it does growl as you score a gash across its back,
Ooh.
which
Okay.
I think tells you something you previously didn't know about your grandfather's sword.
It's sharp.
It's sharp. Yes. Yes. Hogak.
So it's just this wolf here that's asleep.
They're all. He's dead now.
It's dead.
Yep.
That's run.
It's running.
She dead?
You're all dead.
She's unconscious. Well, she's down. Yeah, she's on the ground. You don't know if she's dead or not. Oh, stop.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna loot. She was dead to go over take a
You're
shot.
not gonna loot the person in front of her bar.
Well, there's
Try to save her life, damn it.
Her 5 friends and or spouse are standing there, and you're just like going through her
No,
pocket.
no, I wouldn't look over like
Maybe
maybe
she
like
has
I'm
a
trying to
first aid
save
kit
her
in
and
her
then,
pocket.
oh no, she died.
Yeah.
No.
You can check to see if you can go over to see if she's dead or if she's just on the ground.
Yeah, I'll go over and do that. I'm not doing anything to the wolf.
She's alive. She looks like she's in considerable pain, but she's not unconscious yet. But she's taken looks like quite a bit of damage.
Yeah,
That's your turn.
yeah. I'm not fucking with the wolf.
All right,
That's not
Ulfar.
too bad.
He's running away.
He appears to be running away.
Everyone else is dead. Can I pick up one of the dead wolves and hurl it at him?
You can.
How far? He's more than 30 feet from me, right?
Yeah, he's about 40 feet
I don't
away.
actually get any more movement, so I can't even catch up with him. I guess I will. She's being attacked. There's no one else that's down, right?
Yeah, she's on the ground. She's kind of holding some wounds, but yeah, everybody else.
Everyone else is up.
Yeah, you see a lot of injuries through the group, but
All right.
she seems to be the worst.
Are we close to any houses?
Yeah, you're not. Well,
We got the
again, you
stream.
guys.
Oh, we were going
you guys
across
are
the
kind of
stream, right?
here, and you were heading for the house. Well, the people.
I should tell. I'll probably tell everybody. Use my. I don't know if it's not an action, but I'll tell everybody to make their way across the river.
Okay.
And can I walk over and pick her up?
Sure.
And
How long are you a giant for?
1 minute.
1 minute. Sure.
So it's been 12
6.
seconds. Or 12 seconds, 2
Sure.
rounds.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick her up and I'm going to attempt to cross the river with her.
Sure. All right.
Break your back.
I mean, technically I can just re-giant myself 2 more times.
Right.
So, but,
You may need that later.
yeah.
All right. Brego, are you?
I think, I don't know, I think I feel a little sad. I think I'm just going to plunk my butt down and get my lute out and sing kind of a sad song and pray for the wounded.
Okay.
That's,
So you guys let
Leave
him.
Brego behind.
So you guys leave him. So he's gonna run off. He'll disappear. He'll disappear up into the.
Because there's a house on the other side of the river too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll.
I think we should make our way for that house.
So
And
we'll
hope that those
get
lumberjacks.
rid of these guys. I'm not even gonna ask if you're doing anything with the wolf corpses because I'm scared of the answer.
yeah, let's skip it.
Yeah. Just let's never talk about animals again.
Fast forward button.
You guys just
All
take
right.
all the fun out of this.
You're still giant form, so there you are. It fits so nicely there. Right?
I know. I'm using her as a human shield because I'm almost dead.
Right. So we will just sort of go back to our previous scale. It doesn't really matter exactly where everybody else is at the moment. We worked that out, but yeah. So you were heading over here. So yeah, you were able to you cross the river. You get to. That was smart.
Yeah, I'd come up to the door. I know I'm a giant.
We'll
still.
say, you kind of fought here, and you make your way to about here before your giant form.
I'm technically
wears
not a
off.
giant. I'm only large, so I'm just a really big person.
Well, it's your giant form.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and,
Eventually I'll get bigger.
Annette is technically a giant, but
Yeah.
it's
Oops, sorry.
large.
I'd pick up her, and I would. I'd sheath my weapons, pick up her, and tell everybody to follow me, and start making our way to that house.
Okay. All right, so I'm presuming that you guys are all following. I'm gonna make myself a coffee now.
Too bad. Yeah, no, I'm following. I think that Brego, though, is a little bit like...
Hit the button on it again there.
Might be starting to get to him a little bit.
That one.
Yeah.
Like,
There.
well, I'm like kind of a city guy. I got away from the family life, and we've had a few of these battles, and like now I've seen these commoners die. I think it's starting to get to him. I think Brego's
You're
feeling...
busting into PTSD already?
Yeah, Brego's getting a little bit sad about the whole thing. I feel like heartstrings are pulling. He's
That's the guy on the end of the Titanic as it
Yeah.
goes in the water.
yeah, well,
You maybe feeling like you wish there was a little bit more you could do to alleviate
yeah,
some stuff.
for sure. Yeah,
Buy a health potion.
I definitely
Yeah. High health potions.
feel like
Please.
yeah. That,
Hogak just pulls out like a
it's-
little offering.
like I've
thing.
spent my
He's
whole
like,
life wandering around telling other people's stories and wanting to meet adventures and stuff, but now I see all these innocent people are dying, and it's like,
Adventuring's not so fun.
yeah, it's a little bit rougher than I thought it was
If
going
I
to be.
accidentally transform into a werewolf while being a giant, it's gonna be a terrible day for everybody.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm gonna try not to do that ever.
Why would you even mention
I'm
that?
gonna go and make a deal with a
I
hag.
was gonna say you could make a deal with the hag and solve your problem.
Yeah,
The rest of your party seems to get upset about
This
it.
is not that game.
I know.
All right, so
Embrace my wolf name.
so
Gets
so
converted
as
himself
you
off the sweet wolf character.
This guy.
as you make your way
Yeah, I want to be a
as you make your way across, heading up towards the house
I
here.
probably would go
And
to
you-
normal size.
Yeah, I was gonna
before
say
doing it.
we already described how you change back. I mean, you're still strong enough to carry her. It's not like she's wearing plate mail and carrying
Oh yeah.
300 pounds of gear or anything like that. So,
Tell me you're not carrying 65 pounds of metal.
This is why I train you the way I do, Arda, so you can save lives.
sure, that'll work. You see, they're not actually, armed. They're not actually running at you with weapons.
Oh
or
god,
anything
this
like
guy's
that,
so
but-
much more terrible.
Yeah. You see the two men that were kind of dealing with this tree heading in your direction. Looks like they probably saw the fight fairly early on and have like they're a considerable distance from where they were when you saw them before. They've heard the noise. They've moved in the direction, and they call out. They're like, "Hell, is she okay?"
I'll yell back. We have several wounded people, including myself, and we're seeking shelter. Can you assist us?
It's not safe here. Why are you
shit.
Yeah.
why are you wandering in the open? Are you heading for Bymur?
Are we?
Are there health
But
potions?
Bymur is the palisaded, basically the walled
Oh yes,
village
then
that
yes, we are heading
yeah.
over there. Yes.
Um,
we crossed the mountains and we're on our way there.
we've crossed the mountains. You have intentionally come to this land.
Yeah, we've come to finally rid the world of this threat of wolves.
Did you fail your wisdom check?
In fact, I did.
Um,
You should see the way I fail shit.
yes.
Spectacular.
They tell you
Smart and brave, same.
No.
we are up here gathering.
Stupid and brave.
We are up here
That was going
gathering
good
lumber
perfectly.
and supplies to take back to Bymur. We can help to escort you and perhaps help you with your wounded.
Oh yeah, that's what I just asked you to do. Yeah, are you guys? They staying there the night?
No, they tell you that They tell you that Bymur is about 2 hours further down in the valley.
And everyone else is in walking condition, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, out of game, you can have a short rest. Or
How good looking is the woman I'm carrying right now? Because that'll determine how long I carry her.
her husband thinks she's stunning.
I don't give a shit about her husband. I'm not a jealous man. I will carry her, mostly just because I need to constantly assert my dominance over her husband now that I know she's married. No.
Actually, I'm trying to see who this is. This would be... She is actually the single one in the group. Her name is Isolde.
It's like I smelt it.
Are we?
There's not much you can
are we
smell down in the lunch ladies' galley.
Are we out of the lunch ladies fjord now? Well,
It's been a long
Down
trip
in
to
the lunch
are
ladies
we
valley.
out of the lunch ladies fjord or the lunch ladies
Yeah, I'll carry her because
Okay.
she's pretty messed up, and we'll follow them.
So we're staying on this side then, going down this way.
We're just gonna follow them wherever
Yeah.
they go. Yeah.
All right, clear all this. Are you guys taking a short rest at any point, or are you just
I mean,
puffing it as fast as you can?
if it's only 2 hours, we might just
Put your
want to
dice
go.
back down.
Thank you, ma'am.
I mean, it's up to you guys. If you want to take a short rest,
Who else is hurt? No. Like,
I'm hurt.
I could. How long before nightfall?
The little one that happened.
I don't want to be out here at night.
Give me a second. You've had a fight, and you did that. So that's about. So it's. I mean, it's still like late morning as you.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. We'll short rest. We'll.
I mean, you're
hold up in the house or
you're
something.
fine. You're fine with that. Sure. You probably like
so
hole up
we-
here.
we
and-
gotta- we get one dice on
And
a
then
short
two
rest,
other
right?
dudes, right?
You can
No,
roll.
you can roll your hit dice to get life back.
So
Yeah.
But you only get half your hit dice back on a long rest.
yeah. So you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So I can roll a D8
3
right
times.
now. Yeah. To get
And you've got and don't forget you've got your rest thing where
Yes,
everybody gets an extra
that's right.
D6
everybody
Per
everybody
dice or just overall?
overall.
overall.
Okay.
Everybody gets an extra D6.
I don't remember what the hell a friggin'
Yeah. So I'm back up to full.
3,
I'm just gonna use the D6.
10, 13.
But I lost a hit dice.
Yeah, I'm full life again too.
So it's fast
Seems
concentration.
So you roll. You have what's your D?
I'm using the D6 I get from him.
Yeah, but you want you just a D6?
I
Is
feel
that all
like
you want to
the
do?
last
I only
campaign
got
I
the one
played,
left.
we underutilized our short rest
from
and
the
hit dice. It
control
was like
battle
long
that I
rest or
used.
nothing.
Yeah, but we had a long rest.
Yeah.
So we should get at least another one back.
Damn
But
right.
maybe it's because we kept getting
Oh, okay.
just about
I had used all
I mean,
that was one.
sorry,
We're gonna.
No, it's all good.
It's up to you. How
Are
badly
you
hurt are
referring
you?
to the one with potpourri?
I would use it
Yes.
because
We're
we're
just
headed to
gonna
town in
spell
2
slots all the
hours, so we'll have long rest.
It was
again.
always long rest.
So I would
Yeah.
use
We
your
we
full
never did
health
short
and the
rest.
That's
D6.
because we needed you to have your spell slots.
D8. That
Yeah.
thing. And I add my constitution to that, right?
Yes.
But you get no spell slots back, right?
No.
On a short. Okay.
Also, I get my rune abilities back on a short rest, which is really
I
nice.
only
too.
use 2 bardic inspirations, basically like bardic inspiration, 1 spell slot. So lots of time.
Action surge is a long rest, so I believe.
No, short or long.
Really?
I wrote it down
Glad you're here.
because I don't know
Yeah,
how to use
yeah.
the
Fighters
so I had to
get their
write-
shit back on
I had to
on
write
short
everything
rest.
down.
I am full. How badly is the woman that I was carrying? Is she like
She
maimed,
will get. Let's see here.
or is she walking?
I didn't think to actually bring a book. I was like, I'll just write everything down.
She's she's able to
Do you
walk.
need
She's
something?
she's got a little bit of a limp, but
Is she
she's
going to slow us
she's-
down? Because I'll
He-
continue to
she-
carry
I
her.
write on the back of last
She's
week's
pretty,
character
you know,
got a
she's
pretty
attractive,
new
but
one.
she looks
Nice.
reasonably sturdy.
That's smart.
All right, I'll tell her.
That's smart.
I'll tell her that if she needs to, we'll I'll carry her. But if she can walk, she can walk.
We'll do those
I don't
guys.
want. I want to get to this town before.
Well,
it
do,
starts
the,
getting late.
do those two guys there have like a cart we can throw her in?
No, I don't know.
Because
It's a
they're
question
cutting-
because
they're
they're cutting
cutting
logs. I mean, I'm imagining they're not like
Carrying
carrying
them
them
home?
back. If they are, I'm glad they're on our side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've still got it. Like they
Just
you know,
a
they
whole
didn't- they
pine
didn't-
tree
They
on their
didn't, they didn't
shoulder.
finish limbing
They
the
don't
tree.
actually drag them back. The horses drag them back.
All right. So I think after our short rest, if everyone's good, we make haste to town.
Okay.
Fuck.
So,
You don't have to convince Brego to get back to town.
let's see here.
Giddy up,
This one.
If I never had to leave the town again.
yeah. No, it's gonna happen many more times.
I know.
Gross. City people.
It's depressing.
Right.
Living in your condos with all your utilities.
So you follow the river down until
You see a man in a van.
you see a spot where the valley widens. It's joined by another kind of valley that comes in from the right, forming a very wide open space. Probably
Left the gouge and entered the crack.
Are you telling me we just came out of the lunch ladies
Stop!
to a valley that goes left
Stop.
and right? Did you draw this out?
I'm not even drawing this for you. I will draw the settlement. But
Tainted land.
I'm sorry, Don. I just can't. Wow.
all right,
Vicious crabs in there.
let me move this so I don't throw it. You see a valley like this. So you've come from over here. You followed this river down. There's another valley coming in this way to make a wider space.
Yeah.
There's
Jackasses.
no amount of nair that's gonna fix
We'll rob
that.
the guy in the Honda and take that.
There's no amount of nair that's gonna fix that mess.
No.
Scissors.
They're called shears, I believe.
Yeah.
You need to roll a gaffer tape in a bucket of ice.
And a strong will. All right.
I love Pam.
We'll continue on to town. Finally rid ourselves of the lunch lady's curse.
Let's go. Stinky Valley.
All right.
Do better.
Yes, definitely better than last time.
Wow, that's hard. I don't know what Joe can think about that. Oh, jeez.
Sorry, I'm just chasing your player's hand back off the table now. You see a sizable palisade. Actually, Richard, do you have your towers that you printed off the other day?
Go get your print boy.
Right. We know we've arrived when I just start describing stuff, and he's just printing it off as we go.
Let's go.
It's like a big 3D printer up here, so I'm just describing it. It's just drawing it all out.
Oh.
Ready in 3 weeks.
I hope I live long enough that we can do this with a hologram. Imagine roll 20 with a hologram,
Right.
and you could just it just
What is this,
be there.
Star Wars?
I know, but it would be amazing. I hope I live long enough to see it.
They already kind of are doing it, actually.
It'd be
with the hologlass.
amazing
It's
if you could just
not-
have
These are
yeah. Well,
nice.
it's
Right.
yeah, you could do that. You just have to wear a pair of glasses, and it would show
Yeah.
Sorry, I just keep putting them back for after.
That's okay. That's okay. All right, so you guys are up.
all going to die.
I'm just going to represent the party with a rust monster because I feel that's appropriate.
Yeah, because
We are the Rusty crew.
The Rusty
The old
Bandits.
Rusty boys.
And
Rusty Bandits.
The Rusty Bandits.
Sweat bandits.
He's playing the old Rusty trombone over there. You're using your Rusty fish hook.
Mm.
Yeah. Old Rusty boy's always up to some trouble, huh?
Jesus.
Dirty Sanchez and the Rusty boys.
It's a good thing we got each other.
all right, so you see definitely the most sizable settlement that you have seen since you got to the side of the mountains. Actually, this would be this looks pretty formidable even by the standards of where you guys come from, where things look a little bit more populous.
There's a boat here we can take back.
Well, you don't see one yet.
Okay.
All right. You see a palisade wall that is comfortably about 20 feet high. You can tell. You can see people kind of walking along the wall at the top. Looks
Do
like
they
there's
kinda
battlements built in.
Like our kind of people, like they're.
Oh, they're definitely like Vikings.
Okay.
Yeah, these are.
Would I have heard anything about werewolves from all the stories? Of,
Give me a history check.
you sure you don't want an insight?
I'll take history or arcana. I'll let you pick.
14. Nope, sorry. I have proficiency. 16.
Nice. You have heard. You've heard some
We ain't
stories.
shit.
You've heard stories and songs and things like that about creatures that most often at certain times during the cycles of the moon or at night or in strange places, deep places in the forest, men that transform into beasts and have uncanny strength and durability. The prowess of the beast, but the mind of a man only. In the case of
There is no negatives to this description.
what you've typically heard is that such creatures are evil. They're given over to their animal lusts.
Once again, I'm still not hearing anything.
Right.
That's where Hogak lives.
Animal lust is like his character trait, isn't it?
Like the more I hear, that's one.
I'm pretty sure like it's his personality, it's his flaw, it's his bond. It's
Hey,
his...
it's
all
a
right.
flaw to everyone else's eyes.
Would I be concerned about it, or would I not know enough to know how that happens? Like because he chowed down on my neck.
You would know that this can potentially transfer through a bite.
Okay.
Did anybody else see the bite?
Well, I would imagine the blood spraying from my neck wound.
Yeah, I think you guys would. You definitely would have seen him get
Yeah.
bitten.
And
I mean,
we all knew it was a werewolf, or
your character would definitely
Definitely
recognize
know?
this
Okay.
as some kind of like night walker,
Okay.
skin changer.
So-
you might know it by
with
by
all
many
the
different
lore
names.
that I know, am I concerned?
Give me a. I don't know. Give me.
I play.
I don't know.
Want to get hit by a
History
werewolf.
or arcana or something. I'll give you advantage on it.
Well, history's history's
force
pretty good,
anybody.
so get advantage. So 16.
Yeah. You think that you don't know how he handled it. You've heard stories about people who've survived and lived to.
I can't
what at least-
tell if he's infected.
Yeah, you don't know of anything. You know that the bite could be bad news, but you're not sure if it is bad news.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I like him yet. So
Yeah. Well, at least I'm sure I don't like Brego after that mountain walk, all that bitching for the last week.
Right.
It's so cold.
Right.
My nipples are so cold. We put ogre sacks over them. They would have been warm.
There's trolls.
Or what? Same thing. Trolls, ogres. Their sacks are all relatively the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
From
one-
a from a
You tell-
medicinal
you tell
standpoint.
The
Yes.
one's
No.
water.
Ulfar is an expert on the
On the scrotums.
the scrotums
Monsters.
of large humanoid,
it's pretty
large
clear
bipedal
which ones
things.
have more insulation value than others.
Because I actually wouldn't think, I mean, trolls are kind of like scaly. You wouldn't assume a lot of natural insulation down there.
I'm
Ogre,
going-
on the other hand, I would think.
I'm going to puke. Yes. I'm going to take the injured lady, and I'm going to tell her to come with me. And I'm going to approach the front guards. We need a dead person.
You,
And I'm going to say that we've journeyed a long distance and we have many injured people and we seek asylum in your town.
You are kind of challenged from one of the guard towers, and one of them yells down kind of an announcement to someone down below. You watch a pretty decently sized, it's at least 10-foot wide gates kind of swing open wide enough for someone to present themselves. And you see a warrior woman standing there. and she says, "Who are you? Where have you come from?"
I'll tell her that my name is Ulfar Blackmane, son of whatever my dad's name was. Anyway, I'll say that we have traveled from across the mountains to seek the source of these wolf attacks that have plagued our land, and we have come across many injured people on our travels and have brought them to the safety of your town.
She says, "You have come from a distant land to help us. You've come. Well, she wouldn't think of you as distant, but yeah,
I mean,
she says you've crossed the mountains to help us."
Yes.
She recognizes a couple of the people with you and basically says, "Oh, I thought you had fled."
Not under my leadership.
She says,
Trade ship.
"If you have come to help."
I see what you
And by now it is getting on. It's like mid-afternoon. You know, it's not dark, but you figure it'll be there in a couple of hours. And she basically tells you can come in. She says, I presume you don't know these lands very well then.
No. That's why we have these lovely people to help us.
They look pretty beat up. I know some of these people. They are not warriors. You
We
and your
saved
friends.
them from a cold death in the mountains.
She kind of looks at the others, and they're kind of like,
They weren't going to cross that glacier. We all know it. There's no way they were making it through there.
She says they are not warriors. You and your companions. You look as though you have seen some combat. You know how to handle yourselves. She says.
Brego's like, yeah. I've seen all sorts of combat.
She says you're all welcome.
I wasn't in it, but I saw it.
You are
Brego's
all.
just rolling his eyes. He's like, I don't really understand why other people talk. It's all very fucking weird.
She says you are all welcome here in Bymur. Everyone here works. Everyone has a role. She looks at kind of the more common people that have come with you, and she says, "We will find work for all of you. You, should say 4." She would look at Arda, who definitely has like this. Arda, he's kind of been babysitting the rust monster, but he's kind of got like this glint in his eye, like he didn't run during the wolf fight. He wasn't joining in because he was kind of watching. But he didn't look like he was terribly. He didn't look like he was as afraid as the other people with you.
I'm just gonna poke in a little too. Like, at no point that Brego has he ever treated him as like a helper. Like I have always treated him as like he's with us.
Yeah.
So
You explain that he's not a slave a lot. It makes me think that maybe
you're the one that made him carry the shit.
I'm training him.
Yeah.
That's how the army did it
I
to me.
just
Carrying
want,
this
like,
heavy bag for a really long distance.
I don't want anyone to think that like we're
Legit.
talking down to him or any, like he's as far as I'm concerned he's the same as the rest of everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she says the 4 of you, and she kind of looks at like this, baby rust monster that Arda's either leading or like holding in his arms. Just like, yeah. I have someone, Astrid.
Okay, that's my daughter's name. Yeah.
Actually, it is his daughter's. It's his character's daughter's
it's my
name.
character's daughter's name.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't name my actual daughter
I
Astrid.
thought that was your wife.
Let me look.
Probably just named after.
Well, she's dead,
his wife.
so
Right.
yeah, she's dead.
She's
It was
dead,
my
it
wife.
doesn't matter.
My daughter's name is actually Tovi. Anyway, so I get like a little tear because it reminds me of her, and it was really sad.
Yes.
She died in childbirth.
Yes.
I guess. I don't know.
And a couple of moments later, you see this warrior woman coming up who looks like and is moving like.
You're named after my dead wife.
Apparently.
How awkward is this meeting right now?
I mean, it's kind of like.
I know it's like having the name Jane.
Or
Yeah, I
like
know.
Susan or Amy
But
or
I'm just always
whatever.
reminded
Like
of my poor dead
Jane.
wife. Yeah, or Jane. Sorry, I I won't. I
Like,
won't talk.
like any culture, at a certain point,
She's
you
waited
run
the
out of
entire
unique
game.
names.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna talk anymore.
2
Sorry.
hours later, characters would like to introduce your character. Jeez.
And
I
scene.
enjoying myself. I don't get to leave my house very often. I work from home. Like, this is exciting. Yeah, Astrid is.
You came on a good week. Usually we have our shirts off by now.
Okay.
I thought that was a good week. God, they're still wearing pants. Thank you.
So Astrid is, average height human with blonde hair, and she is kind of, I don't want to say dragging her feet, but she's borderline dragging her feet to the gates here, like very unenthusiastically ready to do whatever she needs to do next, and
On a scale of 1 to 10, how sturdy?
like a 6.
Okay,
She's-
that's not bad.
It's not good.
It's not great, but she could be sturdier. Is what I'm saying.
I'd say she's like a 7 or an 8 sturdy.
Okay,
I
that's
would
pretty-
say.
that's pretty sturdy.
Yeah, I can
And don't
swing
sell
sword.
yourself short there.
I can sing
Yeah.
sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got broad shoulders and broad swords.
Kara's expectations for women is higher.
It's been a long trip through the mountains.
Well, I think I'm higher level than them, aren't I?
Oh, just rub it in.
Tell them that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
Spit in the eye.
I felt like he was comparing her stats, and I was trying
Whatever,
to defend you all.
princess.
Trying to defend us.
Anyways, this is why I'm alpha.
Yeah, it's the one that was rolling the dice and almost killed us. The thought
Yeah.
upsetter guys.
Astrid will approach you all and look at you all very with deadpan eyes and.
It's like, when you walk into Home Depot and you need to find somebody and you're like, can you help me? And they're like, oh, fuck, I was leaning on the shelf.
You mean like when I saw Caleb working at Home Depot?
That's actually in the cart area that he was.
Yeah. I saw him dead-eyed walking, pushing a cart once, so that's why.
All you have to do is tell me where the
No.
carts are. No.
This is Caleb.
This is Caleb.
Depot. And
We're sorry,
Brandon-
Caleb.
Brandon
That's
and I are
true.
like waving, like going, Caleb, hi. Doesn't see us.
It's not that we don't love you, buddy. It's just that we've all seen you at work at least once.
Yeah. All right. I guess. Am I in the front still?
Well, so you see who you presume is Astrid show up at the door. This guy will kind of make way, and this other woman will turn and look at Astrid and say, "These adventurers, these travelers have come to help us. You are responsible to make sure that they can find everything they need. You are going to make sure that you are going to help them help the rest of us."
It's a great town we came to here, Brego.
Which,
You put us to work.
Seems
She'll
like it.
she'll look at the four of you and say, "Is there one of you who leads the group, who speaks for the rest of you?" You're kind of like skulking in the back, looking at like how big is
I'm
her
gonna perk
purse.
right up.
Yeah, look
Yeah,
at the purse.
like,
and
I'm
she's
not
just
shy.
like,
I'm gonna
so-
perk right up, and I'm gonna say that this is Ulfar. He is on a quest. He is the leader of the group. He is the one that tells us the goals. But I am here to tell stories that entertain. So, which way to the inn?
She smiles and says, "This is Astrid's job. Come on in. I have other duties to attend to, but Astrid will." She basically tells you that Ulfar
Ulfar's the boss.
will direct you.
And I'm just shaking my head every time you
This
say that.
You're quiet.
the
That's why I'm
scald.
shaking my head. It's like I'm bonded to him. No, not the boss. Wow.
You've had a great life since you became my slave.
This scald
No,
here,
no,
make sure
that's
that he
bond-
can find
bonded.
the inn, and this one, keep an eye on this. She's kind of quietly leans over. She's like, keep an eye on this one.
He clearly has random items strapped to all of his bags that he's stolen over the last 2 weeks.
And she looks down. She's like slaps his hand away from her purse.
He's got spoons attached to him.
It had Lucky carved on it. Come on.
All right, so you all go in. The locals that have traveled with you kind of
Before
go off to.
we leave, I'll tell the locals to. Never mind. Screw the locals. I'm gonna ask the guard captain about have they been attacked recently in this fort. It looks quite formidable. Like, do the wolves?
She's not even there. She basically says, "You're
I'll
here.
ask Astrid.
Astrid's here," and she's off. A couple seconds
Guess I'll
later,
talk
like
to
she's
her.
up walking the top of the wall, talking to people, giving commands, making sure. Like she's got better shit to do than be tour guide and Q&A expert for you guys. So
Did we make it to the end?
Not yet.
I think that's up to you. I mean,
We'll
if
walk
he's-
to the inn. We'll go to the inn, and I'll talk to Astrid on the way.
You can
There-
talk to
there you
whoever
go.
you need to talk to.
Sure.
I'll ask Astrid.
So you're walking and talking. So you're on your way.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think I'm going to be comfortable until I get to like my kind of place.
You're saying.
I don't feel comfortable until I get to this communal spot ever.
right.
So
You're asking her about wolf attacks.
Yeah, obviously this town is heavily fortified. Like, how often do you guys get attacked?
You see, by the way, as you've made your way up here,
Make a point to how nice those towers are too. Looks
those
like
are
they're
lovely
built
towers.
with like precision. I'm a woodworker, so I know. Anyway,
As you made
boat
your
sinker.
as you made your way up here,
Here.
so not only is there the palisade is on like raised earth. So basically, like a mound has been raised up, the stakes put in it. There's a ditch on the outside, and you've seen as you've approached several pits that. A couple of them you probably would walk close enough to see. There's like dead wolves down in them. There's all kinds of pit traps that you presume have been dug around here. You've seen a few that have been sprung, that have had things fall through them and die. This place looks fucking loaded for bear. About as much as possible for the inhabitants of this fairly rural valley.
Since we've met, this is kind of the biggest town fortification that we've come across.
This is definitely the most fortified place you guys have been to together as a group.
Okay.
It would probably be right now. So as you enter into it, it is probably the most densely populated. As you go in, it looks like this place. It looks like this village originally. It looks like this village originally probably had like 150 people in it, maybe. You can see kind of like 3 decent-sized longhouses that probably would have belonged to 3 major families, like extended families, and a smattering of smaller homes. But you see all kinds of shelters set up in here, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people milling about. There's merchants. There's people who look like professional hunters, professional soldiers. You see, you would recognize a little bit as well. Clerics of different. You would see some holy symbols and people representing Frey and Odin and Tyr and Thor. Probably maybe 1 or 2 clerics of Loki. I mean, it's not
My guys.
forbidden or anything like that. But you see all manner of people in here. There's blacksmiths forging all over the place. You hear like the chop of axes as people are sharpening stakes or making bows or arrows or whatever. This place is just a hub of activity, and it looks like the population in here is about 8 to 10 times what the town would normally support. It's crowded. This is a refugee town at this point that is arming itself perpetually for war.
As we're walking into, I'd look at Arda and I'd tell him that he passed his first test. And I'd say, I'm proud of you, Arda. You've done a good job. You survived the trek and the first test, and soon I will teach you the ways of a weapon.
He's like, thanks.
Is that what he asked me to do?
It is, yeah, yeah. He's not upset. He doesn't. As far as he's concerned, like, yeah, this is.
You asked him to carry a bag.
Yeah,
Whatever.
he asked you for training, and you said carry this.
Warriors have to be
sack.
strong. That's why they make me carry bags.
Are you telling them everything you know about the wolf attacks in the area?
Yeah, as we're walking by the pits and stuff, I'll note and say, don't fall in the pits. I don't get paid to take you out. I'll leave you there.
So I mean, yeah. So the pits would be like out here.
Yeah, you
They'd
wouldn't
be.
know.
You wouldn't know, but yeah, you'd basically be like, follow me.
Yeah. And I'll be noting, like, in general, like, stuff like stores that you can pick up stuff and
steal from?
Yeah. And
Exactly
I'll
what she
definitely
said.
be very eager to take you to the inn and very happy to accompany you to the inn for,
Do I get a sense that she's like drunk or something
Give me an insight check.
with advantage? Because that's the thing I get now.
Sure.
13 and...
You get the impression that Astrid is very good at following orders and very unenthusiastic about doing it. She hasn't hesitated to do anything that
Fucking
she's
millennial.
she hasn't hesitated to do anything that she's been asked so far. She's been very efficient at it, but she doesn't seem overly enthused. It's just kind of like, yeah, let's go do this, and like this place is crowded. Like, you guys started out here, and if the inn is over here with like things everywhere, she literally is taking you like the most
we are not
direct
going the
route.
scenic route.
Yeah,
We are
like
going to the
you
inn.
you aren't traveling around. You sit in, so she's like just threading through everything, and like 5 minutes
She
later,
knows exactly where she's going.
she knows exactly where she's going and like the fastest way to get there.
And I don't
I'm going to
know
ask you on
anyone
the
else.
way. What makes you happy? Because you look unhappy. She looks
Really?
miserable.
That sounds totally in character.
Okay, fine. Let me rephrase it then.
Shit about
Well,
I'm gonna say.
let's back up a little bit, because you were asking about the wolves.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna ask you about the wolves, and then I notice you look miserable. I'm gonna be like, why are you miserable?
Because I'm working.
Why is that? Are you not a warrior?
Sure. I am.
I don't understand this woman at all. She makes no sense to me.
It's just, it's
Do you
nice
not
to,
have-
after you've completed your job, it's nice to go to the inn and have a nice drink.
It's just like, it's been a long day,
So
busy,
I've worked
work all the
for
time.
a couple of hours now, and I will flip over my hourglass on my waistband and go time to
Am I within earshot of all this conversation?
Yeah, I would think so.
I'm gonna be
So
like, do you not have like a family name that you need to honor and do great deeds for, and like
No.
like a warrior?
No.
I am
I think
so
that,
confused.
like, being maybe slightly better with people, I would come in and say, like, oh, come on, Astrid, tell me your story. We're going to the inn. Like, what do you do every day?
Every day I do various tasks around the town, whatever is
What
asked
kind
of
of
me.
tasks?
Oh, everything from showing people where the inn is to cleaning up the stables.
Oh, that sounds
to
very monotonous.
I know what her
going
problem
and
is.
killing
That sounds very
wolves,
monotonous.
and
And
I-
let Astrid.
That sounds very monotonous, Astrid. That doesn't sound like fun at all. What would you like to be doing?
I'd like to be at the inn having a drink.
You mean what makes her happy? Like a
At this point,
fucking
I'm
question
gonna
I just
ask,
asked.
Give me a point direction, and I'm just going to go off.
Do you want to
Do my
roll
own
your
thing.
charisma against my charisma?
So
No.
you're kind of breaking off from the group.
Yeah,
is-
at this point, I'm just like, just point me where the inn is, and I'm going to go off and just walk around.
You would see, like, after a couple minutes, you would see like one of these big longhouses that has kind of been repurposed as like the inn, shelter for a lot of other people. Like, it's just kind of like a big common house kind of thing, literally like a tavern.
Yeah,
And you'd kind of be like, okay, that's where we're going.
That's it. Cool. And then I'm doing this for everyone else.
Cool.
Watch out for the pits.
All right. So
Well, I'm staying like in the
Astrid tells you that the attacks have been severe through the valley. She doesn't know everything about every attack in the valley, but she does know that a lot of the places, most of the formerly inhabited places in the valley have been abandoned, and either people have come here or they have tried to just get out of the area entirely.
Could I ask her who's in charge?
She tells you.
Because I'm gonna want to talk to him. You guys can go to the inn. I got business. I got work to
Hey,
do.
if you tell me to go to the inn, I'll go to the
She
inn.
she
No
she
problem.
tells
Twist my arm.
she
You don't
she
even
she
really
will.
know who she
Nope.
is yet.
No, you're taking them to the inn. Then you're coming with me.
So she
He's already. Look, we're. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm going off to steal. Like you guys are on your own now.
so she tells you that the people in charge are actually in the inn. Again, this is not like it was built.
Lucky.
It wasn't actually built as like an inn or
Sure,
tavern. It
yes.
was. It's basically like all of these buildings have kind of been repurposed. So like a longhouse that maybe normally would serve as a home to an extended family of 20 people now is like crammed with like 80 to 100 people. And the longhouse that serves as the tavern also serves as kind of like the command center for the town right now. So that's kind of where you're at. She tells you that the most recent wolf attack on I've just lost it, on Bymur was 2 nights ago, and that they haven't had a chance to finish cleaning out and resetting all of the pit traps. Several of them have been, but you know, she's in conversation. I think it would come up that, you know, you probably saw some dead things in these pits.
We're definitely hoping to avoid pit duty.
Yeah, pit dirty's nasty. You gotta climb down in the pit. You gotta get the wolf out. You gotta reset the stakes. You gotta cover it over. It's a lot of time. It's dirty. It's work.
Sounds dependable.
Yeah.
Brego is not into that shit, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's hard to find a good worker these days.
So you guys get to the inn. We'll come back to you in a second. You are.
I'm going off to scout about, keeping an eye on where the Loki clerics are, because that's kind of up my guys' alley.
You see clerics of like all kinds wandering around, trying to encourage people. Sometimes, you know, passing blessings onto people or trying to administer aid. You see you would see at least a couple of the people that you came in with probably receiving some healing from a cleric. You would see others as well that are injured worse than the ones you came in with. You would see sick people. As you travel through, you only see in total maybe about like 8 kids in this whole place. Like you see probably like 600 people. Well, you wouldn't see all of those. You would say about 300 people milling around, but you only see like a little handful of younger people.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if you're looking for a cleric of Loki, you would certainly be able to find one.
Yeah, I'm going to go up to one of the clerics and just kind of make note of, like, there's a bunch of people here, but what's happened to all the kids then?
He tells you that the children, many of the children were taken very, very quickly, as they as they would be out either playing or working or helping in fields.
So like, they were like the first attack then?
Not necessarily first attacks, but you would hear. You would hear stories of kids being like literally like snatched out of houses in the middle of the night. Basically, if you're a wolf, it's a hell of a lot easier to carry like a 60-pound kid out of a window in a hurry or out an open door than it is a 200-pound me. So a lot of kids were taken very early. They also don't run as fast. So if you've got a wolf pack and everybody's running, well, it's like. You carry the little kid. You don't carry the 12-year-old. The 12-year-old probably doesn't keep up with, So it is what it is.
That's rough, Don. That's rough.
It's a rough world, man. And you see almost no elderly at all. Like they're.
I don't care.
Good.
Yeah.
So gross.
Yeah. They're off the road. They're
All
not
wrinkles.
slowing us down. They're not on
You
the
want
road.
to save
They're gonna
money.
slow us down.
That's what you get rid of first.
The wolves didn't get him. The townspeople did.
Right.
They couldn't work.
You're going to keep you guys over here in this camp as bait. I mean, strategically.
And if you can't push a wheelbarrow, you're done.
Yeah, you're useless to us. At that point, I'm just going to talk to him about Loki and whatnot, and what Loki can kind of do for his powers and blessings and whatnot. Small talk type stuff.
Yeah. Are you like you're looking for like specifics for like if you could receive?
Show, that's what he's working.
So do I.
Huh?
No, that's good.
Nothing.
No.
Continue on.
Go.
Well, just my guy's going to know Loki can shapeshift, and with me being able to do that, is there anything that he can, like, a blessing-wise, do for me in that regards, or am I just kind of
Give
my
me
own
a
little squirrel path?
Shoot
One
from the
second.
moon, bud.
That's fine.
That's right.
Get an extra wild shape.
He
You never know.
I mean, what you know is that he asks if you are. He kind of looks around because he knows this is kind of a sensitive subject for a lot of people. But he asks if you are particular devotee of Loki.
I'm kind of
handshake.
Huh?
Do the handshake.
I lick my hand and go to shake it.
He casts a quick glance to the side and then licks his hand and shakes your.
That's candy.
The secret handshake with the one-eyed snake.
Yeah. That's different.
Shaking your head, Roger.
I've seen a lot of gay things in my life, but that topped it. No.
Go ahead.
Continue on.
I'm just waiting.
No, you're in the middle of your
Yeah,
awful thing.
you're RPing. You licked a man's hand.
Well, I'm waiting for him to say what's
Well, he's trying to finish vomiting in his own mouth.
Oh, in that case,
You gotta give him a minute to swallow.
this is just getting good now.
Wow,
Oh,
really? Phrasing.
Right.
So yeah, while I'm shaking his hand, I'm probably also looking at his purse. I'm doing that, and I'm also just looking around like,
Like
who's
nothing's not gay.
Give
who's
me
who's the one to steal from?
give me a
Which purse?
give me a deception check. I presume you're trying to look at his coin purse surreptitiously without him noticing.
Yeah.
We RP'd
Oh my god, a third one.
What'd you roll?
3.
3. He
That's 5.
he kind of like catches your eye and smiles and kind of puts his hand over his purse and says, I appreciate your intentions, brother, but let's stick to spiritual blessings for now, shall we? I'm sure you can find financial blessings in other places, and may Loki's blessing go with you in your efforts. He was looking for something appropriate.
Good luck.
Yeah, and I want to be a thief for a living.
Right, get him out now.
In a row?
Yeah, he tells you that devotees who follow the calling of leading others to follow the trickster god are subject to learning special blessings, but it doesn't really feel that that's necessarily your calling. But he says, for now. Return later, but for now, and he kind of gives you a blessing that you kind of feel like, like maybe one of the gods is watching over you right now in some
Literally getting
some
a
little
blessing
way.
from a guy who's a trickster. Like, yeah, I blessed you, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
what you asked for.
He would like that.
Yeah.
Hogak would be fine with that.
He just like licks his thumb and he's like wiggles it on your forehead and it's like.
I kind of get a little giggly.
All right. In the meantime, you guys arrive at the tavern, the inn, the big longhouse. You are offended as you walk in here because there are a lot of people who are drinking and talking, but it's more like murmurs. Things feel kind of tense, maybe a little bit sullen.
That's his specialty.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit divier than I'm used to, maybe.
It's not so much divey.
It's
It's a little bit depressing. Like these people are.
Fix that shit.
Yeah, these people are not celebrating
He's like
anything.
the Xanax
They're
of the fantasy world. Xanax is for that, right?
yeah,
Okay, yeah, and that's what he is. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Depressed?
So,
Take Brego.
His only side effect
So
is he.
me and
he's for cheese
Astrid were
people.
walking up and we were talking on the way here, and it's like, so she seems a little bit down also. Like,
She seems not so much down as more
Bored.
unenthused.
I'm not enthused. I'm just ready to get the job done. I mean, she doesn't
She's a government employee.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm here to work. I'm here to get
but I
things
kind of
done.
felt like I got the impression that she does like people.
I'm indifferent. I don't dislike people.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, she would be open to conversing. She's just as long as we're moving and continuing to
I think
be in.
okay. So
She seems very interested in getting to where you said you want to go to the inn.
Yeah.
She seems very focused on
she's
getting you
directed.
to
Okay,
the inn.
okay. She doesn't give a shit about why I want to go to the inn. She just wants to get.
She's been told to help you guys do what you want to do.
I'm gonna our Ulfar is basically convinced that it's because she hasn't killed anything impressive. Because that's what would make me depressed and melancholy.
You look on her belt. She has 3 Behir skulls. No, she doesn't.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't. they're like dragging behind her. She's like plowing the ground.
I just noticed these 3 50-pound skulls. Yeah. I'm convinced that it's because she's a warrior and she hasn't killed anything besides a wolf.
Sure.
So she's just in a bad groove.
So as we go into the inn, the depressing inn,
Yes.
I'm going to go, I guess, right up to the bartender and say,
everybody, it's me.
I have a group
Dr. Brego.
of, I don't even know, half a dozen people now at this point
Right.
that are looking for a place to stay. And I'm Brego Treg, and I'm willing to entertain, and I can guarantee that people will be happier when they leave than when they came.
Except for you, because you're making
He
money.
tells you that
I'm trying to steal from a refugee camp here.
you were basically told that everyone is welcome to find a spot wherever they want. So he tells if you your friends, everyone works here. If you have been told you are welcome here, you are welcome here. If you you look like a minstrel, a skald, no doubt.
Yeah.
If you are willing to perform, we could certainly use some livening up. I will give you your drinks and your food for free. We will call that your work here.
Okay. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if I can double your entertainment tonight, you owe me a favor?
Give me persuasion check.
26. Natural 20.
Nice. Says we don't really have much entertainment. We don't really have any real competition here. But kind of looks around. He says, "Fuck me! If you can get some life into these people and raise some spirits, we've done nothing but fight fucking wolves for the last 3 weeks here. So, what do you want?"
Oh, what do we want? What do we want?
I presume you're probably already heading for like
Yeah,
whoever's
yeah,
in charge
We want to
someplace.
destroy our enemies and hear the
Yes.
lamentations of
We
the
want, obviously we
Good,
want a place to
Conan.
stay.
This
that,
is good.
That was already included. We already wanted a place to stay, so that's fine. That was already included. But maybe some discounts at the shops and some support when we leave.
He says these things. He says, I have been tasked with running a kitchen and dispensing drinks. These things are beyond me.
But your opinion must mean a lot in this town. You seem like
says, I will put in a good word for you where I can, for what that may count for.
All right.
If you are willing to perform a few hours a day when you are not otherwise busy with other tasks.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll look at Astrid and say, "Astrid, sad face, take me to your leader."
Astrid would point to the folks over at the top of the main
You
table.
look over at kind of the far end. There's a whole separate.
VIP booth.
What's that?
A VIP
The VIP booth. Yeah.
Couple
You
of
There's
Korean
some
gangs.
triple eights.
You see a couple of guards kind of set up, and beyond that, you can see kind of a like a big feasting table, but it's got maps and things like that laid out
There's a
on it.
halfling that's taking a shroud over a candle, like there's a strobe light up, down, up, down, you know.
He's just like bouncing up and down with a lantern.
I want Astrid to come with me because I know you're probably immediately gonna go find a place to sit.
Astrid will
Maybe
go
even
with you.
sleep. Yeah, I was like, no, Astrid, sad face, you're coming with me. Astrid, sad in the eyes. Can I call her that for?
Right.
Astrid will correct you and go, "It's Astrid Lartar."
Oh, okay. But we stick with set in the eyes.
We're all in the same building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Unless there's.
I'm gonna start.
Oh no, he's not. Sorry.
Yeah.
Before you guys all start, I'm just gonna have like uplifting music. I'm just gonna start uplifting music, positive something, positive vibes.
Something
on the link.
Xanax.
Yeah.
Like I
Dubstep.
I'm just like.
Bump, bump, bump.
You know, just like things are better than they were before I got here. Just
Yeah, you-
like
you-
trying to cheer people up.
You start you kind of begin.
Bob Dylan.
You kind of like yeah,
Seeger.
totally like Bob Dylan,
Nightmare.
because you start with like some poetry. You kind of like stand up and kind of like give like a thump on the drum, kind of call attention, and you begin regaling like poems of the gods and their triumphs over their enemies, and you have one pretty epic story about this Viking warrior who fought to the bitter end but saved his
I thought you were
comrades.
It's like, yeah. Oh,
You would have some other, but you would probably start with the big stuff that people would know to
for sure.
remind
Well, I
them.
want to get their attention.
And you over time would probably work into like something that's a little bit more musical, a little bit more of a beat, and some.
I think that in general, I just want to keep like just a uplifted, positive vibe in the whole room where everybody's optimistic.
Sure.
Like, that's what I'm trying to push. I just want everybody to be like, it's a good time. We're not all gonna die tomorrow. Everything's gonna be fine.
I think most of the people in here hope they die tomorrow.
No, but I'm going against that. Like, just positive vibe.
Okay.
It usually works for me. It's kind of my thing. I entertain people. I make them happy.
Will the beat
Usually
drop?
works out.
Just everybody's yeah right. Everyone's like, the sun's still up. Fuck, it's early for this. Yeah. Okay. So you're doing that. You go over. Astrid comes over. She says a word to the guards. You're kind of told to wait for a second, but a moment later, you're kind of led into this.
And she's
A
coming with
bit
me.
more of a sequestered area. You see about
You're not sitting down.
you see sort of 4 men and women standing around this table, and you are introduced to a man named Torsten, who has been sort of been elevated to the command of the town, and he says, I understand that you have come from the other side of the mountains to help us in our time of need. Brother, we welcome you and your... I heard there was more of you. He kind of looks around and he's like, oh, sees Arda next to you. He's like, he's with you?
He's with me.
I heard there were 4 of you.
They have other skills that they are.
I mean, he would see him
Yeah.
or probably have him pointed out, but he's like, okay. What can tell us? What can we do to help you help us? What do you need?
3 goats.
And a pound of butter. 2 pounds. Yeah. Safe. Chafing ain't no joke. All right. I'm going to tell him that the wolves that we've just crossed the mountains from Varby, and the wolves have started to attack our towns there. So I sought out the sages, and they spoke of a cult that worships Fenris, right?
Yes.
And we have come to destroy this cult and put an end to these worshippers of Ragnarok-ish stuff.
Right.
I don't remember
All the
exactly.
bad things.
We're
against bad things.
Yeah.
We're coming here to kill some
you-
shit and chew bubblegum.
He says, we do have a supply of bubblegum.
Good.
The Duke says no.
Right.
So yeah, I'll tell him that we sought out the sages. They told us that the problem lied in these lands, so we crossed the mountains and fought many terrifying creatures on the way,
Okay.
and have made our way here.
What'd
And
you
what I
buy? You
require
bought
from the
book this
town
week?
is
Oh.
information as to where we should go to finally put an end to this threat.
You got addicted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. You're buying lots of books now, or is that what you're
No,
doing?
yeah, Corey had my book for 1 week, and then he went and just bought one. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I need this."
It's like
Right.
it's like you can just snort that book and it's gone.
Mm.
Yeah, you just buy them all of a sudden.
Call it
You're
currency.
sitting there like, when are they going to have a new book?
I need a new one.
Just jonesing for a DM.
Actually, I think they've got a book coming out every month from now until Christmas, basically.
It's really ramped up now.
But
I started getting some of the third-party crack too, so
yeah,
get yourself involved in
don't
that.
do that.
right, yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, my brain is rotted right
Like those are the guys that have problems, all
That's-
right? Like you start out buying Wizards of the Coast books. Next thing you know, you're into Kobold Press,
Yes.
and
now. Got them both.
yeah,
Like,
I even
like
kickstarted some books,
the
all right?
legit
So
shit is worth buying because the artwork and everything's so good. The third-party stuff, that's the shit. you steal.
No, I did a Kickstarter for like it was like an animal D&D thing. You could be a goat paladin, and I was like, I'm sold.
have you guys seen the garlic bread paladin?
Faraway.
Garlic bread paladin.
No, I have not.
Animals of the Faraway see them. I did like the full thing so I could get all the minis with it. There's a simple way to
The
do
one
it.
I ordered actually has an entire character arc for transforming into liches, vampires, and werewolves.
That's cool.
And it's not even here. Yeah, it gives you like basically how you can take any class and then incorporate a pathway through it.
All you have to do is find 5 people that also have that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So he tells you that.
No, I go
So basically, what you learn is that they've been sending out at least small hunting parties to try to track down and kill as many wolves as possible.
They know though it's a cult that's
They've-
doing this, right?
They did not previously know that this was
Okay,
a cult.
well, I'm telling you it is.
They tell you that they have seen there have been reports of men who walk as beasts and beasts who
Suddenly become nervous.
become who turn into men. This would probably strike a chord with you as you've seen something along these lines.
I'll tell them that it's not wolves. Fighting the wolves will never end this war. We have to kill the people. Killing people is what I do.
He tells you that they've been unable to track down a source for them. Basically,
It's
they're
in the monster manual.
they're shut up.
Oh, okay, sorry.
He tells you that their hunting parties typically seem to kind of intercept roving bands of wolves, but that they have not found kind of like a central lair or den, but that the attacks most frequently they seem to be coming from the north, in the mountains up to the east, and he tells you that Astrid is no doubt capable of leading you in that direction.
I will say to him, Astrid will not sleep a wink until we destroy this cult. And then I'll smack her on the back.
kind of strokes his beard. He says that seems unnecessary to me, but you have come to our defense. I will not impugn your
Incredibly unnecessary.
I will not impugn your judgment in this matter.
Yes. I mean, look at my boy Arda. He's a
may
monster.
You may not have a dependency on coffee, but Astrid might in a couple of days.
Yeah, we will hunt them relentlessly.
Ulfar won't let me sleep. Ulfar won't let me sleep. He asks if there's anything you need. If you need weapons, if ponies or horses would aid you in your
Honestly,
journey.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need something that's gonna keep us healthy, and not like low.
Well, perhaps if you didn't
Low.
get hit, you wouldn't need
motherfuckers
anything
got
to keep
chip
you
truck?
healthy.
Right.
Yeah, I would like some gluten-free food personally. Really, no. I'd say, do you have?
Fun fact, I learned this today. We've actually found archaeological, it's not very often you actually find bread that's been preserved for hundreds of years, but they have actually found chunks of Viking bread that has been preserved for hundreds of years. Turns out that one of the things that may not have always helped the Vikings was that they would make bread out of wood bark and beans and shit like this. And some of the beans and seeds that they used in their bread was actually toxic to human beings.
Sounds about right.
Fun
That's why
fact.
they were tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made them
And
really,
died at
like,
an early age.
melancholy, just walk around all day, like just want to get their shit done, and then go to the inn.
Right.
Yeah.
Could be what Astrid's been eating.
Yeah.
But actually, is a fun fact I discovered
They're on a
today.
gluten-free diet.
500
boys.
years from now, they're gonna be like, people ate fucking gluten.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I could just see your.
I'm going to tell him that.
person kind of like you're on your own.
Ask them if they have some sort of person who is a herbalist. Lies in the way of plants.
They tell you there's a few herbalists and apothecaries and
Because we need healing potions. Are healing potions a thing in this world?
healing potions are a thing in this world.
Okay, we need
Yeah.
potions of healing.
Or sweet.
Because we lack the ability
We
to
have
heal
no-
ourselves.
He
Can we hire somebody that has a healing ability? Is that a thing that we could do? Could we get
like,
like
hire a cleric or something
cleric
like
or a
that.
priest, or is that something?
You could possibly hire a-
convince.
You get the
That Don
visible
kills
Astrid.
in round 1 and is surprised attack from a wolf.
Right.
Like, we paid 100 gold.
Yeah, where
Dead
did,
one
where'd
round.
my giant wolf mini can go? Just-
Well, we're trying to save them. Do they have anything to offer?
you know that scene in Deep Blue Sea?
Yes. We all know that scene.
Everyone knows that scene.
We're
I'd
trying
say
to
that
save them.
collectively above game, is there anything that we should ask them? Can I metagame for a second? I'm sure we would have talked about it. Like, oh,
Yeah,
shit,
like,
we
I
should
mean-
have brought this as we're halfway
Our,
across.
our,
I mean,
our
you're-
absolute weakest point is we can't heal anything.
Your characters aren't completely retarded. You've been traveling
Yeah.
for a while. You know the
Nothing.
world.
Not a one.
You would recognize that. Okay, when
I
we
do
get
not.
hit,
One single healing thing.
No, we've been
Well, but
running
yeah,
around
but I mean,
blocking
in our
long-range
defense,
attacks.
we literally just got gold before we left.
But also in our defense is this game is based on totally role play.
Yeah.
So how do you role play a healer? Nobody just is born with a healing ability and a Viking, like
Thor's blessed you.
yes.
Pew pew, you're healed.
So
Well, you strike him with lightning. Now they're
Yes.
better.
Yeah, it's like
I feel nothing. His arm gets blown off.
that
into
is
electricity.
supposed to be my role, but I'm a selfish fucking guitar player. So
lives in his
well,
head,
and,
so we
and,
blame
and
you.
healing. I mean, from the perspective of your character, like healing magic isn't anything you've ever dabbled in.
I've been
It's-
alone
you-
forever.
yeah,
He
you-
made fun
you've
of a
never-
dude one day and killed him, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
For
that's
role play reasons, my character doesn't. I
that's a
take
thing.
care of myself. That's it.
I think that obviously I would tell them that we've been on a long, hard journey. We need a good night's rest and to resupply and prepare ourselves for another long journey. And any information on where we should start looking, and possibly a boat ride in the future to go home.
So he will.
Does this mean we're leaving town like today? Like right
No,
away?
I said a good night's rest. You get one night.
You could,
For fuck's sakes.
Astrid's gonna stay guard duty the whole night. Don't worry, you'll sleep.
yeah, despite the fact that you are in the most heavily fortified
Yeah,
place,
I don't
possibly in all of
This is
Scandinavia
like,
right now.
like Don just said, so populated. All these people are here from everywhere. Like this is like just a smorgasbord for a bard. And now it's like, yeah, 12 hours, we're out.
But give me, Brego, give me an insight check with advantage.
So that's an 18. And that's a 20.
So you know, as you're, I mean, if you're coming back and you're sharing this information with him, you take a minute out from playing to kind of catch up on what's going on. You've already seen a pretty visible effect on these people just with you kind of telling stories and singing songs of triumph and encouragement and things like that. As Ulfar tells you, you're kind of like, fuck, I could go out and, you know, we just got here. Like, we walked for 3 fucking days across the mountains, but then you're like,
How many?
if I can inspire these people like this now, if we go out and we fucking end this, you be like the fucking king of the bards in this town.
Can I see him?
And these people have come from all throughout this fucking land. Like they've
Yeah.
come from some of these people. You'd probably pick this up as you're kind of overhearing conversations and stuff like that. But some of these people have traveled for like days to get to this one fortified location in the valley, and risked attacks out in the open all over the place. And if you guys beat this thing, then not only are they going to celebrate you guys like fucking kings, but they're all going to go back to wherever they came from and dealing with all the people they would normally deal with from whatever lands that they interact with.
Yeah.
And they're going to tell stories of the mighty Ulfar and of this god of the minstrels, Brego, who in the darkest times of our despair brought us the light of hope.
So, do the people that I'm talking to and singing to, they know there's something coming?
They're basically... So the people who are living here right now are more or less focused on just survival. Like they're trying to take the fight, but they don't know that there's some big event coming. Ulfar, you've brought news of some of this to a couple of them. Yeah, I mean they're not going to go and spread that around because
but they're the leaders.
Ragnarok's kind of like a panic subject amongst your people.
I would, if I saw Brego looking down, I'd be like, Brego, how many good stories take place inside a town?
Well, I don't think you. I get it. I want to, but I also like. I want to ramp the people up. I kind of want to instigate them. I want to be like, there's some shit coming, and you got to help the heroes. We need. I want them to support.
You're kind of like you. It's like we need you to do your role.
This is like I'm not freaking you guys out. We can handle it.
Ask not what your country can do for you,
right,
but what you.
But it's like what can you do? Like we're going out.
What
we're
you can do for your country.
Ourselves. So, but they should help us.
Yes.
I'm singing songs, talking about the heroes. I'm going to tell stories.
As you're performing, you see you're watching people come and go.
How many days do you need to menstruate here? That's what a minstrel does, right? Is menstruate?
Yes. I think I'm 28 days on, 2 days off.
Okay. If you feel that you need, as a minstrel, if you need to menstruate for more than 1 day, I can take the day to gather more intelligence. If that will help you to inspire these people.
Son of a bitch.
But
anyways, I'm going to try to inspire them to help us.
As you're watching, you're seeing people come in off of guard duty or coming in from the hunt, and they look tired and exhausted. But you're watching the replacements go out, and they look like there's a resolve in their face that wasn't there before. And as you're watching these tired guys come in, they're sitting down. They're getting
Astrid?
They're getting a flagon of mead, or they're getting or ale or whatever they're drinking. And as they're listening to you, they're not kind of just sitting there looking exhausted, but they're kind of they're talking back and forth. They look inspired. They look as though their courage has been renewed. You're having these people. They've maybe had a couple of folk singers in. You're fucking folk singers. Anybody can sing a song, but it takes a fucking bard to sing a
That's
song.
What I want, yeah.
Yeah, and you're hitting these people pretty good with this stuff. What are you doing right now? It's been a little while. You've had time to you've dealt with the cleric and
I try and track down the merchant area to go and sell some stuff off.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the merchants, and which one has the biggest caravan, the smallest, who have more money and willing to trade.
You don't see a lot in terms of major you kind of see several blacksmiths, but most of them seem to be basically they're not holding a lot of stock. They're either fixing weapons or they're making weapons to arm the people. So it's you finish a sword, that sword's already going out to somebody. You mend a spear, that's going to a guard over here. You do see some people. Obviously, there's been merchants in the area who've come in here, but you see one man who he's dressed a little bit differently than the others. He has this strange cloth kind of wound atop his head. His garments are somewhat more flowing than everyone else. His skin is a bit duskier, and he's standing with
leader of the NDP.
Let's not say things we can't take back.
Yeah. He had to die long ago.
He's standing with
some good points.
He's standing with a younger man that you presume is probably his son, and a single looks like mercenary guard kind of standing not too far away. But you see a couple of mules kind of tied to some posts, loaded down with goods. He's got kind of a small booth that he's set up. And you see a little bit of everything here. This is like a portable emporium. Like you see
Portable Emporium is such a sweet thing.
the portable emporium.
That's
Thank you.
A great name.
Thank you.
That was so many more syllables than I could say in 1 second. I had to trip 3 times.
But you see everything from like you see pottery, you see jugs and mugs and cups and pots and baskets.
Nothing like a good set of jugs.
That was one of the 10 things.
Yeah.
There's also melon.
You see knives of all kinds of, like, you see small knives, you see big knives, you see sword, you see, there isn't a lot of selection, but there's kind of like a little bit of everything. So like there's small knives for like skinning rabbits or like just eating your meal, up to like bigger knives that you could use as a weapon, short swords, long swords. He's kind of got a little bit of everything in here. Pretty much whatever you could conceive of that's likely in the player's handbook, he's got in here somewhere.
Cool.
That was a hint.
Yeah.
You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, that's kind of the variety you've got.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go over to him then, with him having the bizarre variety of everything.
Okay.
I'm just going to ask him, like, are you more in like selling goods, trying to make your own living, or are you willing to buy things and trade?
No, he tells you that he'll buy things. Yeah. Yes, he says, "Oh, yes, my friend, I see you look as though you are somebody who travels a great deal. I would like to help you in your adventures and your travels. What can I bring for you today?"
Well, I got the 2 gems from.
For doing that same thing.
I don't work for the Simpsons.
Yeah, I know.
It's why I'm self-employed.
Because they fire you.
And you people don't pay me. You people don't pay me.
And we won't.
Let's just squash that right away.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
All right.
Right. So I'm going to pull up the 2 gems that I got from Harold.
Okay.
And just kind of put them out of my hand and show, like, what are you willing to trade for these?
What did I tell you about those gems?
50 gold, I believe you said, yeah.
I didn't say shit. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we each
who are
got-
you looking at?
I literally
we each
Oh,
got
these-
2
these-
gems from Harold.
I just wrote down the gold value and added it to my overall gold, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They were 25 each, or they were 50 each?
I thought they were.
I think there was a 25 and a 50.
50 each.
Yeah.
50 each. Sure.
Yeah.
He
No, I have 100 gold, so that makes sense.
he looks at the pair of gems, and he pulls out like a little this weird glass looking thing, and he puts it to his eye and says, "Oh, these are not bad gems. I will give you 25 gold pieces per gem for these." Give me an insight check.
Oh, that one's not gonna be good.
I'll give you advantage because you're shifty.
I like that. Thank
Yeah,
you. That's a 19.
19. You're pretty sure he's bullshitting you.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of go with that for a little bit. I got something I want to try.
Sure.
Does he have a? Oh God, what's the armor?
Give me a perception check if you want to like just kind of look and see what he has there.
Just stab him.
That's 15 perception.
Worked at Walmart.
That's 20.
20. You see
The people here care.
a lot of kind of fairly mundane items,
It's more
but
like Zillers.
you can see
In the last days.
Because I'm
you see kind of how to describe this. You see a bag sitting on a shelf behind him that looks fairly ornate. Bag itself is kind of like a deep velvety purple with like this gold
Troll skin?
with fuck off. With, that would be green.
It's like it's been sitting in water. Though.
with sort of gold embroidery along
Sorry.
the edges, and it makes some interesting patterns. Almost
called a
like
callback?
it almost looks kind of like fangs or teeth coming down from the top as the embroidery works its way along the upper
Stick your
edge.
hand in it.
And there's like this
No.
gold colored sort of
Put your
drawstring
hand in a
holding
hole
it
that has
holding
the-
it closed.
I've lived by my whole life.
It looks a little bit. It looks like kind of the one exceptional thing that you see as you
Those
take kind of a
Asian
quick
movies, I know.
survey of things that he's got here.
all right.
Put your hand inside
Well, if it wasn't tied off, I'd try something else, but shit. Alright, does he have what is it, the padded leather armors?
Oh, like studded leather armor?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, he's got studded leather armor.
I had leather armor, and as soon as I put it on, it was studded.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna ask how much he
Sorry,
charge
it's all
for
I got.
the bag and the
I'm running out of dad
leather
jokes,
armor.
okay?
Waiting for that.
He tells you that,
Years. You've no idea.
my friend, you have a good eye for quality. This studded leather armor here is the best you're going to find all of Sjøfjelltre. I will let you have this studded leather armor for 75 gold pieces. The bag.
We'll see why everyone's depressed around here.
He holds it up and he says, "This is a bag of amazing. This bag holds the greatest charms of luck that you will find anywhere. But for you, I give you a deal. You have it for, say, 50 gold pieces because I like your face."
I hate to be rude, but your accent makes me not trust you.
Yeah. I think that makes you rude.
No, I said I
Do
hate
you
to be
do you
rude,
have the
but-
mini of that guy?
I
Is it-
do downstairs.
So that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Like,
Now I have to paint him because he's a cannon.
And I'm still
I
assuming
feel
you're
like I
decent.
just made you
He'll stand in for
chocolate
now.
bar.
He's technically a druid, but he's
I do have my little Muslim.
and he's got a big heavy cloak, so he falls over until he's got a base on him.
Arabian.
And I'm still assuming this guy is bullshitting me on everything.
You were pretty sure that these gems are worth at least double what you think that he's probably he looks like he's probably a professional caravaner. He's probably a professional merchant, and he's probably a professional bullshitter. And that's probably why he has these lovely flowing silk garments and yes.
Alright, well,
You kind of have a grudging respect. He looks like he's good at what he does.
yeah.
He does what you do, only he does it above board.
He does it with a cool accent too.
You-
So.
You try to pick pockets without people seeing.
It's not
He
that
picks
cool
pockets
with
in
that.
clear
Not
view.
French.
Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah, that's right.
The French would be like, "You don't like my prices? Fuck off then."
Yeah, that's right.
You are not good enough for my shit anyway.
Yeah.
Way cooler.
Yeah.
I'm going to offer to trade the 2 gems for that bag and to get like 10 gold back.
Give me a persuasion check.
That is a no.
What did you roll?
2.
Plus, what's your persuasion? Or is that total 2?
Oh no, it's not total. 6.
6.
Cece, don't be kicking me.
Do not forget your character sheet, even if it doesn't help this time.
Right.
It's-
He says,
I'm going to try something. I'm not just going to sit there.
I do not.
I can still steal it later in the night.
Says, I do not know. I says, I think, I do not know about these 10 gold back. These gems of yours, I don't think they're quite as good as you think. Perhaps they are, but I can maybe take the 2 gems for the bag, just the bag, but I don't think I can give you change. This is a deal I give you because I like your face. You seem like a nice man.
I think I'm going to keep my gems, and I'll think about this, and we're going to have more business here, but maybe later on I'll trade that later.
Thank you. Come again. Sorry. I just
Wow.
No, I knew he was going to be coming.
He's
I
like,
didn't hook
it's-
these gems across the mountain range so you could rip me off.
He says, well, sir, I very much hope that you find. Perhaps you will come into some money someplace and you come back, but I will hold on to this thing just for you. This bag I will hold on to for you at least until tomorrow, just for you.
If you don't mind, I have to change the expiry
It's
date
like
on
an
the
idea.
meat.
Look at
You
how
said
tightly
hold your
that
bag till
rope's
tomorrow.
tied on.
It's not tied on anything. It's like just sitting on a shelf behind him.
And he's not really paying attention to it.
Well, he wasn't. I mean, he's kind of held it out and showed it to you, and but as you tell him no, he puts it back and just continues on about his business. So he's there, still interacting with you at the moment, but
Where there's like a wall behind where it is.
not so much. It's kind of like
He's just turning into Ocean's 11 here.
it's kind of
I can cantrip Gus and push it.
it's kind of like if you've ever like you go to like it's kind of like you go to a fair and you see someone like a vendor set up there or like a farmer's market where like
I'm just
he's kind of got like a makeshift kind of counter in front of him with a couple of shelves, and behind him there's a couple of just loose shelves set up. But this is not like an indoor storefront or anything like that. Like there's not really a back to these shelves. They're just kind of supported so they're not going to fall over. But yeah, that's.
So yeah, as he puts it back and he's turning back and talking and saying the whole, hold on to it tomorrow. I'm gonna use Gus to try and push it off.
So I will give you this for free, but I think Gust of Wind. Does that have a verbal component?
I think so.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Fine,
he
I'll
would
just walk
he
away.
he would he was gonna say like he would notice you trying to cast the spell.
Then I'll
I
just
think.
walk away and do it.
Also, do you have a legume seed?
Didn't notice.
Because
at
there
all.
is a material component to that as well.
Sure, he has no.
Oh no, you're trying. What are you trying to cast? Gust of Wind. That's a second level spell.
Phosphor Dow.
Oh, you're just hang on.
I don't remember you picking up anything.
If you could do like another cantrip to make a sound and make it just sound like a fart, maybe you can sneak that one by.
Druid crap, make it smell like a
just
skunk.
not be an asshole.
Just stop
That's my
stealing.
character.
You could just
No,
live a
that's my
straight life like the rest of us, and
No, that's not my character.
I know.
Anyway,
Just
I'll
a
look into doing it.
suggestion.
There's still the things
Alright.
I can do.
I'll come back to you in a second. Then you can work on that. We'll wrap this up in the next few minutes, though. But who did I say you were talking with?
His name was Greg.
Greg, totally Greg. Torsten.
Fucking Greg.
Torsten. Give
He's
me.
definitely not for. Definitely not insane.
Torsten tells you that he will continue to have Astrid serve as your guide and helper. He says if it will help, he will kind of make out a note, and he kind of seals it, and he'll hand it to you and tells you that if you find any herbalist or apothecary who has healing potions, you can trade them this token for 8 healing potions to go amongst your group.
Jackpot, boys.
I mean,
Finally.
For the boys.
right?
He
Desperately needed.
this
also
guy's trying to steal. I just get everything for free.
he also tells you that he will arrange for you to borrow. He tells you that steeds are in pretty short supply. Obviously,
steed.
wolves being happy to actually eat
Yeah,
horses.
that's why I wasn't too concerned. About
But he says that he will arrange for someone to he'll make arrangements for you to basically be lent steeds to at least these aren't going to be war steeds, but something to speed you on your way, and he will give you a
need for steed.
he will give you a professional hunter with some hunting dogs as well to help you track
not a
down.
ranger.
Not a beastmaster.
Ranger to fucking keep him. We don't want him.
Harsh.
We got Astrid. She'll stay awake.
She'll stay awake and she'll act as our hunting dog.
Okay, sure, yeah. I will.
So he tells you he'll make arrangements for the steeds and the
I will. give him a firm
and the
handshake.
scout tomorrow. He tells you in the meantime, Astrid will help you find any accommodations that you need. You're welcome to stay in the longhouse here, you and your party.
Mm-hmm. This house is exceptionally long.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with wrong.
All right, I'll
Wrong
say
with
that
a
we'll
long
probably. It's been a long
house.
journey, and obviously, as you can probably hear, my boy Brego is ripping some tunes out there and getting some smiles on the
Also-
faces.
Entertaining and uplifting and trying to get some stories out of people.
Yeah.
I'm making friends.
Nice.
So we'll
Breaking hearts.
and ripping farts. I think that we'll probably stay for a day or two. and that's what I tell my son all the time.
Breaking hearts.
He's breaking hearts and ripping farts because those are the only 2 things he does. I don't know if you want to stay for. If you think I'll tell you in character. If you think that this will be good for the townspeople.
Verbal and semantic, It's verbal and semantic.
What is the spell?
Gust.
That's up to you.
Just go. Oh, that's from Xanathar.
If you think the people
Okay,
will
mix that up.
prosper from it,
It's one action.
then I'll stay
Okay.
another day, or we'll stay another day and gather more information before we head out.
I think that I think that in character, Brego would say that we are coming in here cold and we don't know what's going on, and we could definitely, the more we know from these people, know things they're not telling you. I think that it would be beneficial.
Then I will take your wise advice.
Because that's all I know is dealing with people, right?
Absolutely.
So for me, it's like everything I know comes from the people. So I think spending another day here could only help hurt us.
And I'll turn around and I'll look at Astrid and I'll say, Astrid, good news. You have 2 more days of work.
And I have 2 more hours today.
So do I get an impression from the rest of the people in town about Astrid?
Are you like going around asking him opinions, or are you kind of like
Well, no, I was
making some small talk?
kind of trying to inspire her on the way in.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like
I'm inspired.
nobody says anything.
Yeah, this is my inspired face.
We walk in the door and she's with me,
Can't
and
you
nobody
tell?
does anybody say anything.
So I watched a guy. Remind me. I saw a guy on Forged in Fire a while ago, and like literally, they're like, "Yeah, you just won," and the guy's like, "Like you can be excited about this. Like you're like 19 years old and you just won." He's like,
Yeah.
I think that's it. Like, bare,
Yeah.
like, doesn't even
All
crack
I'm
a
picturing
smile.
is Parks and Recreation with what's her face. It's just like
Well, I don't expect a
Really
reaction from
monotone.
her, but what do the rest of the people?
I mean,
think?
I would think standing around in the tavern, Astrid probably looks a little bit more inspired than she did on the way over here.
I'm like
Yeah.
talking to people and being a normal human because I can kind of not work.
Yeah.
Like you guys are kind of like
Not
you
under
look
fire.
at her and she's kind of like
So,
grabs a
I spent
nail
the
off the
whole
counter
night-
and.
I spent the whole night at the inn. Nobody has anything to say about her.
You get if you're making small talk with people, I mean, you would
See, I'm very efficient.
you hear a lot about how good she is
My
at her
favorite
job.
kind of girl.
What you hear is that almost everything that she's great at her job.
efficiency for the sake of getting out of work sooner.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll literally tell you that I think your problem is that you need to kill a mighty beast.
Do I have to do like a perception check or something to see if she's like, is she normal? Is there a problem?
She's just
Like,
got
the people-
she
the
got a
people-
touch to the down.
Does she have like a? Are people talking
Jesus.
like?
Like a-
Yeah, she's great. or
Does
is
she have PTSD
like,
or
is
she's
there
recovering from
is there
trauma
like
or
something
something?
strange about her, or is she like?
Relax. It's just an extra chromosome.
Nobody, right?
Like nobody. She's just
It's
like
just
a
a par-
regular girl in the town. That's
It's
helping out.
just a partial reduplication of the 22nd chromosome on the it's nothing huge. No, she's
Like I'm pretty good at judging people. I think in general.
most people
Just a
you get
touch.
different opinions. Some people seem to have pretty good stories about like just drinking or hanging out with, or living life with Astrid. Other people are kind of like, she's nicer when she's not at work, but you know what, she's great at her job. She doesn't
pretty average.
she,
You're
do- she doesn't
50-50.
she doesn't seem overly enthusiastic, but at the same time she doesn't really seem to have like the defeated look or that worn look that a lot of other people do. She just seems like she'd rather be doing something other than cleaning latrines
Indifference.
and
It's one of the
walking.
best ways to compliment someone. That's the most indifferent
Alright,
face
well,
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So
Let me shake your
there's
hand.
nothing scary about her. She's just is what she is. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yep.
I'm here
Yeah.
to get paid.
Describes everything in life as meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's how old is she? 18 exactly.
I don't know. How old is Astrid?
So she's
Ish?
20.
Yeah.
She's
Oh, she's
young.
pretty old then.
Late bloomer.
Yeah. You've had too many years to be this depressed.
No. Okay. All right. I
Well-
don't know if it. I think that I would just be doing.
You're doing your thing through the
Doing my
night
thing,
and just
yeah.
entertaining and
Are you like? I've been in the bush for a bit. This is like I'm in my glory.
When since we're gonna spend an extra day or two here because Brego wants to do his thing,
Well, yes.
okay.
I'm going to take Arda and I'm going to teach him how to sword fight.
Do a little like sparring with
yeah,
them.
do some sparring and a bit.
Sure.
And I'll make sure when Astrid's on her off time that she comes along too to practice because we have a important adventure and I want to make sure all my team is up.
So you guys,
She
get
100% will not.
so you,
turn her off.
No.
so you guys would be working on that like the next day, like you're gonna take
Yeah,
your
like
night.
well,
and,
he wanted to stay an
so
extra day, and
we'll
yeah.
we'll jump into that on our next session.
Yeah.
So just hold on to that.
Okay.
I'll come back to you to see what you're doing, because I'm sure you want to do something to finish off your interaction with this merchant of lovely character.
Yes.
And accent. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
again.
My character's easy. I'm just firing it up.
So,
Just doing the same.
what are you doing as you're
Oh, it's what
So
I
I'm-
do.
milling about
He
town
would
still?
bard it. He's
So
a
I'm
bard.
going to walk away.
He would minstrate.
I'm going to walk away and go behind a tent or a shed or something and wild shape into a squirrel or...
Some little furry thing that would
That's
go
better than what
unnoticed.
normally he does behind a tent. So I mean,
Oh no, I can still do that. It's just on a
Yeah.
small
Just
stature.
wait for him to come back. All right.
Yeah.
So you wild shape into a squirrel.
Yeah, and
So you have half an hour as a squirrel.
Make squirrel noises.
Oh, don't do that.
you don't ever do
People
that.
don't like that when you do squirrel noises.
Take it from the bar.
It's okay. You're a squirrel right now. So
People do not
so
like
I'm
it.
gonna go in behind where his
Little nut thief.
little shack and everything was set up there, and I'm gonna crawl up the back of it.
give me a. You're trying to sneak up and grab it and
Yeah.
give me a stealth check. I'll give you advantage on it because you're small and furry and
Then he's gonna need. We're gonna need to get a cat to
advantage
get him out.
card. Advantage.
Okay, that's still
Actually, hang on. Let me find something because
because that's 21.
Squirrel
you
jumps
are
into
yes,
the
but your
devouring.
dexterity is not your dexterity because you're a squirrel right now.
Squirrel.
I don't
So
like to
let's-
say I foreshadow, but I mean, I just brought it just in case. It's actually because
higher than that. All
where
right.
was I printed this because I was
You
rolling
you
for a
have
different
you have
game, too.
proficiency. So what did you roll on the dice?
16 with my
16.
stealth, that's 21.
No, well, we're not using your
16
stealth though.
now, though.
16.
These guys-
16.
Version 1.
Okay. You do not seem to be noticed as you deftly scamper your way up onto the shelf.
I'm up there, haven't been noticed. I'm just going to grab onto that as best I can, just bite onto the string in my mouth,
And scamper off.
Yep.
The only reason he wanted to be a druid was so he could be a better rogue.
Yep.
Pretty much. All right. You
We're not metagaming.
You grab the bag as you lift it. Because you're so close, it's not a loud sound, but as you pick it up, you hear. It sounds like a number of tiny hard objects kind of clacking together very, very quietly. But you're able to get it away without any significant ruckus, and you hear as you get up here. You hear this guy trying to swindle other people, like there's some other people, broken sword or something, and he's trying to. What you know is about 3 times the normal price for this thing. You're kind of like, you're an asshole.
Yeah, he deserves this.
Yeah. All right.
Like the old lady you robbed, too?
Hey, she had more than enough to be worried about that. That was chunk.
You don't know we robbed an old lady,
I know.
unless he told you.
I'm having
I told no one.
Yeah. So you've got probably 25 minutes left as a squirrel, or you can change back early, or you tell me what you're doing. We'll.
Because I can't really just go and set that down somewhere without it not being guaranteed to get taken itself.
You never know. There's a lot of people around. You're kind of like scampering through feet or hiding under tents or whatever. But
Think like a squirrel. Where would a squirrel hide his nuts?
Could I fit the egg in the squirrel's mouth?
it's not that
No.
small.
No. Yeah, I'm content with that, and I think doing too much, and there's always another day. We're bound to come back here. I'm going
Sure.
to well shake back, put that in my purse, and go somewhere to look at what's in there.
Okay. You go kind of find a spot. You kind of hunt around for a couple seconds until you find like a tent that's unoccupied for the moment. You shape back and then kind of just walk out casually. As you open the bag, this looks familiar to you. You see a whole pile of teeth inside this bag.
Oh, I have one of those.
Second time, okay, I'm keeping the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is weird. it looks as though somebody's added some embroidery touches to the bag, but it actually, as you look at it a little bit more closely, it very much resembles the bag that the large woman with the big great club or the mace had with the bandits. It looks as though somebody's picked it up, passed it on to somebody. Somebody's nicened it up a little bit, but yeah, you have a bag full of teeth that you've been told are lucky.
I have my lucky spoon, so I'm adding a bunch of things to the lucky collection.
I feel like I have all my teeth.
And I'm presuming at some point you're going to make your way over to the tavern, and that'll be.
Yeah, that's pretty well the end of it.
All right. That is where we will end for tonight. Basically, you guys spending your evening and presumably a long rest at the tavern, and we will pick up there next week. So
we actually need 2 long rests anyway to get all of our hit dice back.
So thank you for joining us. We'll be back next Monday.
I used one.